bottom line is they weren't getting blown out. They came back, they fought, they made it a game. I was very pleased by that because Karl Anthony Towns led the spark, had about 14 points in the third quarter. Big Perk, rather. And Wendy, what bothers me, the one thing that bothers me about Cat is how he comes down. He's so awkward. When he puts the ball on the floor and he's driving and he elevates and he comes down, he always comes down hard. So when he went to the bench limit, I got really, really scared and really, really worried. He's such an elite shooter. Catch it and shoot it or post up and call it a day. Stop putting the damn ball on the floor. But I was proud of the Knicks for fighting back.
Real talk. This is the closest anybody's been to the Celtics in a couple of weeks. And quite frankly, it's the closest the Knicks have played any of the top teams in the East. So if you're looking for a bright side, that's what you're looking from. I didn't like the way Cat opened this game up. You know, the way the Celtics defended him coming out of the gate, they put Tatum on him. And then they really didn't take advantage of that at all. They just left him on the outside. So if they had gotten a Cat first half like they got a Cat second half, we might be having a different conversation.
Cat and Brunson combined for 29 points here in the third quarter. But there's no moral victories in all of this. Boston, at the end of the day, still dominant in this game, Perk.
And your 2025 NBA champions are the Boston Celtics.
You're calling it now.
Okay, all right, let's just go home.
February 23rd.
OKC is not beating them. The Nuggets are not beating them. The Cavs are not beating them. The Knicks damn sure are not beating them. And the Milwaukee Bucks are not beating the Boston Celtics. What they displayed today is that it's really levels to this. All across the board. The best starting five in basketball. When they want to turn it up another level defensively, is no team, not the Knicks and nobody else around the league, that's going to challenge them. What they do to you and how they frustrate you and how they're tied together on the string is a beautiful thing to see. No one is beating this team in a 7-game series healthy.
Let me say this. I'm going to shut the hell up about the Denver Nuggets after the whipping that the Lakers put on them last night. I didn't see that coming. Major props to the Lakers, the Denver Nuggets. I got questions. When it comes to the East, Boston is clearly the favorite. Clearly the favorite to repeat as champions. But I am not summarily dismissing the Cleveland Cavaliers. I believe that today, Cleveland and Boston would be a 7-game series. And a game 7 would be back in Cleveland, Big Perk. I am not dismissing the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Go ahead.
No one's touched the Cavs in the last 3-4 weeks, except for the Celtics. That's the only team that's touched the Cavs. They've been kicking everyone's behind. We get to see them against the Grizzlies in a good game later today on ESPN. Next Friday night, circle your calendars. Cavs at Celtics, the last meeting of the regular season. Celtics have won 2 of the first 3. That's going to be a real test game of where the Celtics and the Cavs are.
And the Cavaliers retooled really to be able to combat the wing depth of the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, and I get that. It's going to come down to it's a few matchups in that game, right? That with the Cavs and the Celtics, when you look at it, is Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland going to be able to get off consistently at an elite level against that backcourt of Derek White and Drew Holiday?
Fair enough. What about the acquisition of Hunter and what that could do for Cleveland against Boston?
And Hunter has been awesome so far.
Yes, he has.
When you say the game is?
Boston next Friday.
Okay.
And you know what network?
Hey, but you can watch the Cavs on ESPN today.
ESPN. Klay Thompson making another return here to the Bay, but it is Jimmy's debut in Chase Center for Golden State. We preview that game after this.
Real recognize real. Real taste. Unmistakably Sprite. Real refreshment. Crisp lemon lime. Sprite. Obey your thirst.
Whenever heartburn strikes, get fast relief with Tums. It's time to love food back. Also try Tums Gummy Bites.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the game is actually over. Before you stand before. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Playing for an ultra?
Playing for ultras? Racing for an ultra?
Put an ultra on it. Don't forget, there's ultras on the line. I didn't.
local. It's a people like it. Is juicy chicken your thing? Is spicy hot honey your thing? Introducing new KFC Mike's Hot Honey Chicken. If that's your thing. Just $7 or share it for $25.
With Allegra, you can stop being sneezy without feeling sleepy. Get 0% brain interference for fast, non-drowsy allergy relief with Allegra. It's a no-brainer. Disney's Snow White in theaters March 21st.
Carolina is giving ample and distressed energy. Takes her away for the rest of the day.
I did not grab him.
Are you going to talk to Grant? Because that would be crazy. I guess I'm crazy and evil. Listen, Jenna, I need to lay low for a few days.
Why? Feels so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Lease an all-wheel drive Hyundai Tucson for $259 a month today.
Introducing a symphony of new possibilities at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. With live craps, roulette, and sports betting, alongside our classic ensemble of slots, blackjack, and baccarat. Your Florida escape awaits. Visit hardrockholly.com for more info.
Starting a business is hard. You have to stay connected at all times.
As we've been growing the studio, Spectrum's been there every step of the way. I'm always able to make the phone call that I need. I'm able to shoot that text message or that email. Every vital piece of equipment that we have here uses Spectrum.
Fast, reliable internet, starting at $40 a month, backed by the Spectrum commitment to keep your business connected.
Forgive me, Father. I think I got away with something I shouldn't have. I got a brand new Hyundai for only...
Oh, the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Lease a Hyundai Santa Fe SE for $269 a month, or get 2.99% APR, or up to $3,500 bonus cash on select trims today.
Get with Eyewitness News first thing tomorrow morning.
Jimmy changed the life of this team.
This is the first step to maximizing Steph Curry's prime.
Hey, now, sit down. I'm right up on my ink. Big face Buddha, get my piece from the bin.
He's like the exact opposite player of me.
Opposites attract.
Jimmy Butler, touchdown. First step.
1,002, 1,004.
It's a new era for the Golden State Warriors.
I walked into the therapeutic flow, put a few hundred up, let him go, let him go. Hey, now, sit down. Hey, now, sit down.
Today, Jimmy Butler makes his home debut with the Golden State Warriors. They've been 4-1 since Jimmy has been acquired by this team, but that loss was to the Dallas Mavericks in Dallas. And Brian, you called this maybe a honeymoon start here for Jimmy Butler and the Golden State Warriors. But can that honeymoon last? Is this a mirage or is this something bigger?
Well, they've been looking for a long time for a guy to pair with Steph Curry.
Yeah.
And they actually got him at a price that wasn't too bad, which is one of the reasons why they wanted to do this deal. And they feel like this trade can certainly help them this year, but also help them the next year or two into the future. I know that when you look at this, you say Steph's near the end. That doesn't mean that they can't be potent here. And they've been potent since Jimmy got there. And the ability for him to balance Steph, not just on the court, but when Steph comes off the court, is something that Warriors just haven't had in a few years.
I give credit where credit is due. I underestimated the legitimacy of this move because, as I've been repeating over the last few days, watching this guy get to the free throw line 9.3 times a game, which is 6th in the NBA since he's arrived at Golden State 5 games ago. Just thinking about how Steph Curry plays, his movement without the basketball, which has folks having to go to the hospital after the game just to receive oxygen.
That is true.
Him.
That is actually true.
This is what Jimmy Butler literally spells for Steph Curry, not just when Steph Curry goes to the bench, but when he's even on the court and you need a break. And it also helps Steve Kerr conserve time out for when really, really needed, because this guy gives you that kind of break. That kind of value on an experienced team led by Steve Kerr with Draymond, with Steph, could be invaluable come playoff time.
They're first round exit. I think they're going to get in the postseason, but they're first round exit. But can we shift to the other team that they're playing against? Because they've been balling, and they have a guy who I believe is writing a story and could be possibly the best story in basketball by the end of the season, and Kyrie Irving. and what he's doing right now and carrying this Mavs organization and the production that he's doing with the leadership. Right now, Kyrie Irving has a golden opportunity to carry this team until they get healthy. And the other day, somebody said, hey, should we just give the MVP to SGA? Is it just him and Jokic fighting for it? Kyrie could possibly enter that conversation. Hold on.
I'm with you.
Hold on. Time out. They're only one game from the 6th spot. Due to what all they dealt with, Kyrie Irving gets them to the playoffs, not the play-in, to the playoffs. That's a valuable piece to what your team
NBA.
He's going to make all NBA.
I will point this out. You mentioned that the Warriors' only loss with Jimmy so far has been to Kyrie.
In Dallas, when he had 42 points.
Boston's lost one time in the last 5 weeks at home to the Mavericks.
Right. And this is a good matchup for the Mavericks because we talk so much about the bigs that the Mavericks are missing. The Golden State Warriors play incredibly small right now.
Well, listen, they do play incredibly small. Let me get back to Big Perk's comment about Kyrie Irving. It don't take that long to say what I'm about to say. Kyrie Irving is the reason you were brave enough to unload Luka. You don't unload Luka if you don't have a Kyrie Irving. So to show you Nico and Jason Kidd, to me, the kind of year Kyrie is having, they're making a testament to it by willing to risk making the move that they made. It was great seeing him as an alternate at All-Star Weekend. Yeah. He deserved it, no question about it. Kyrie has been special, but that trade is why we should be looking at Kyrie.
Else. He can opt out of his contract this summer.
That's true.
Free agent. He took a pay cut last time around. They didn't want to pay Luka $300 million.
They'll give him $2.
I'm here to tell you, Kyrie can get 5 years and $300 million this summer. Now, I'm not saying that that's what they're going to give him, but they have made it clear they're building around him and Anthony Davis, and he can opt out.
And let's be clear, he deserves at least $250. Kyrie,
look, yes, he does. There's a lot going on in this game.
He's not worried about MVP.
No. But what I'm saying is, it's a lot going on in this game today,
right?
Particularly,
this is an interesting crossroad of these two franchises. You have Klay Thompson back in the Bay Area. You have Kyrie, where he hit the biggest shot in his career, not in the same building, but in the same city and against the same team. You have Jimmy Butler making his home debut. By the way, not to mention a sort of shifting of eras. Andre Iguodala getting his jersey retired. The guy who built Golden State calling the game, and Bob Myers in a lot of ways. And this has significant impacts on that Western Conference play-in picture.
Ooh, Jimmy on Klay today. It's going to be Jimmy on Klay.
It's going to be fun.
Kyrie with Steph.
We'll see what happens.
It's going to be nuts. It's going to be nuts.
NBA Sunday Showcase on ABC is presented by Popeyes, bringing the crunch to every game with their bold flavored wings.
Welcome to this year's championship game. This is the big one.
With Amex Gold, you can score 4 times points on restaurants around the world. So you can raise the bar on games. That's the powerful backing of American Express.
Like a relentless weed, moderate to severe ulcerative colitis symptoms can keep coming back. Start to break away from UC with Tremfya, with rapid relief at 4 weeks. Tremfya blocks a key source of inflammation. At 1 year, many people experienced remission, and some saw 100% visible healing of their intestinal lining. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today.
Excuse me, play you for those ultras? Well, we're kind of high level.
Fascinating.
Ice cold.
What happens when one of the most famous dunkers of all time goes to the greatest lobster fest of all time? I make Red Lobster famous. No, Blake, dunking happens. Yeah, you're right. Get your own lobster lover's dream with 2 or 3 choices on one plate at Red Lobster.
Real recognize real. Real taste. Unmistakably Sprite. Real refreshment. Crisp lemon lime. Sprite. Obey your thirst.
to 50 years with my best friend.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty absorbs spills like a sponge and is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less. Bounty, the quicker picker.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check your outfit first before meeting your girlfriend's family. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Mark your calendars, because this matchup is going to be historic. After the blockbuster trades that shook the sports world, it's officially a Laker. Luka Doncic goes up against his former team as the Lakers take on Kyrie and the Mavericks. The whole world waiting to see how the story unfolds. Mavericks Lakers, Tuesday.
Hosted by me, Conan O'Brien. Sunday, March 2nd, live on ABC and Hulu.
NBA Sunday Showcase on ABC is presented by Popeyes. Two teams just 2 weeks removed from blockbuster trades meet today in San Francisco as the Golden State Warriors host the Dallas Mavericks at Chase Center. Steph Curry and the Warriors have won 4 of 5 since getting Jimmy Butler. It's their best stretch in 3 months. The Mavericks are also 4-1. They traded Luka Doncic. Despite no Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving has been brilliant in the month of February. Very important game in the standings today. 7 through 10, that's the play-in tournament. Dallas currently tied for 7th. Golden State in 9th. 1 game back in the loss column. Dallas leads the season series 2-1. That could be big when it comes to tiebreakers. And hi, everybody. Dave Pash with Bob Myers. We'll check in with Cassidy Hubbard here in a little bit. What a difference one player makes. The Warriors are playing their best basketball in a long time. And a big reason why Jimmy Butler, he's had a huge impact on the team, in particular Steph Curry, as we look at our crunch time, brought to you by Popeyes.
Yeah, Dave, not just Steph Curry, but you hear Draymond Green. He's already predicted a championship. He's already guaranteed it. Mostly because of this addition. Jimmy Butler, look at the points, the efficiency, doesn't turn the ball over, gets to the free throw line. Steph and Draymond feel like they found another one of them, per se. And so Jimmy Butler comes to the Warriors, and they go 4-1 immediately. They haven't won 3 games in a row since November. They think they can get more than that with this guy in the lineup.
On the other side, Kyrie Irving has really stepped up since the Doncic trade, and so has Klay Thompson, who has thrived in 2 previous games here in this arena.
Klay Thompson, Dave, he's actually come back for the 3rd time, which is unusual. In-season tournament, they had a game here. He likes this building, averaging 25 points a game. Coming from the Mavericks over here, shooting 57% from 3. Kyrie Irving here, again, he's the guy you just mentioned. Look at that line. Now, the problem with that, Dave, is they're only 1-4 when he scores more than 35 points. So he's going to be the reason you do not want to face Kyrie Irving in a close game.
Very small lineups today for both teams, with all of the centers for the Mavericks hurt, their top 3. So Kessler Edwards at 6'8" is the tallest guy. P.J. Washington is good to go. He was questionable coming in. Pajemski's been great since the Butler acquisition. Draymond Green.
Edwards, il a ça en stock. Hein. T'as un joueur. Quand t'es à l'extérieur.
Kyrie Irving attacking Pajemski, hanging, can't flip it in. Batted out towards midcourt. Moses Moody collects. Here's Green in transition. Misses it. Keeps it alive, though. Dallas ball. Clay catch and shoot for three. Thompson got a big ovation when he was announced. Didn't see a lot of captain hats, though, like we saw in November when he made his first appearance here as a member of another team, as Green gets the basket inside.
You can't do that every time, Dave. I mean, it's like a one-time thing. The captain, the first time back. But again, the numbers are huge. No surprise. Clay's made many threes in this building, but it's the accuracy that's impressive.
Nice pass by Exum and the slam by Edwards, and an early timeout by Steve Kerr. Great energy for Dallas with a 9-4 lead.
That's the Popovich timeout, I call those. The 3 minutes into the game, 2.5 minutes into the game. But defense not doing it. Warriors 9th ranked, Dave, but too easy so far.
Here's Mike, one of our Villa Plus experts, personally inspecting and selecting yet another quality villa. Some say he has the best job in the world. Only choosing villas with private pools. Now that's a view. So you and your family can spend even more quality time together. With more smiles and more splashes. Go to villaplus.com for amazing villas at amazing prices. Villa Plus, it means more.
Home. It's a feeling that grows over time. It's where a bed becomes your sanctuary for some time to yourself. It doesn't always go to plan. Baby, I'm home, I'm home, I'm home. Oak Furniture Land. Grow your home.
At Mattress Man, we know we all sleep differently. You could say we really know our stuff. You tell us all about your sleep and we guide you softly to the right mattress. Through top brands like Silent Night and Arthur, you find the right one for your pocket. We deliver it for free and you try it for 60 nights. And now, with 50% off all our mattresses, trust Mattress Man to find your perfect sleep. Go to mattressman.co.uk.
Want lower energy bills? Millions of homes could save with British Gas. Search British Gas tariffs to see if you can save now.
We are Virtue. We have over many years built a nationwide network of local dealerships with a choice of amazing cars from the world's leading manufacturers. All cared for by our highly skilled technicians. For customers who continue to praise us to friends and family alike. Because we are Virtue. Aye, aye. Virtue. Aye, aye. Aye, aye.
Good idea.
That's with him, I think, was helpful. Thought it was interesting when we talked with Steve Kerr before the game. Andre Iguodala is getting honored today as number 9. Will be raised to the Raptors after the game as Irving misfires on the 3. Kerr compared Butler's impact to that of Iguodala when he came here. And obviously you can speak to that because you helped bring Andre Iguodala here.
Yeah, I mean, look, guys like that, you put somebody around him that can shoot, and Andre had Steph and Clay, and that are unselfish. Jimmy Butler told Steve Kerr as well, don't run anything for me. I'm good. Just keep doing what you're doing. I'll find my own way. Having guys like that, and it's really the cerebral part of both of their games. I think that's the part people may not see is how smart they both are. And then you take advantage of all the shooting around you and all the movement and the spacing. And it really is a similar fit with Butler and Iguodala.
Edwards can't get the push. Shot, Pajemski rebounds, 5-0 run out of the timeout by Golden State. Butler driving on Thompson, and a foul. They're going to stay on the floor. Thompson didn't like the call anyway. First foul on Dallas.
Yeah, I saw Clay briefly before the game. He wants these games. He did play here. He spent a lot of great years here. But he does. Don't think there's not a little extra juice when he comes back here and tries to compete. Look at it. He's not usually worked up this early in a game.
11 years here with the Warriors, part of 4 championships, 2-time All-NBA. He's number 6 all-time in scoring for the Warriors, number 2 all-time in threes, obviously behind Steph Curry.
It's fun to see. He's talking. He doesn't do that much. I mean, Clay, like I said, not all games count the same.
Butler with the slam. Draymond Green with the find. That tandem has been terrific so far. They really gelled quickly.
Yes, both know how to play off the ball, on the ball, and that's just a huge advantage. Just knowing how to play the game and surrounding yourself with guys like that, willing passers.
7 straight points for the Warriors. Butler on Washington. Curry coming off the screen. Steph, 1 of 2 from the floor, turns it over there. Thompson up the floor. It's Irving, who tried to draw the foul on Butler, got out of the way. Pajemski, left-handed down court. Green to the trailer. Steph. Curry hangs and rolls around and drops for his second basket.
Kyrie, unusual, one of the best finishers in the game, and just lost his footing there.
9 straight Warrior points, 3-pointer, no good from Marshall. Pajemski, who's always been an excellent rebounder, going back to 2 years ago when he was in college. Averaged almost double figures as a rebounder. Najee Marshall trying to defend Curry. Curry driving and finding a wide open Green. Green no good. Pinballs around. Irving tracks it down. Marshall drives. Washington spots up. 3 is almost an air ball. Just grazed the rim. Curry has it now. Down court to Draymond. Green attacking. Foul by Irving. First on Kyrie. Second Dallas foul.
Tremendous pace so far to this one, but Jimmy Butler I think Kyrie was anticipating that, tried to jump back into it. Jimmy, there's Draymond throwing it back to his point guard. He says, you finish it. Curry's pretty darn good at that too.
Eight straight empty trips for Dallas. And Green knocks down the first free throw as we look at our upcoming national TV schedule. We have 2 more games for you tonight on ESPN. Cleveland, which has the best record in the NBA at 46-10, taking on Memphis. Oklahoma City, the best record in the West. Just a half game behind Cleveland for the best record in the league. They've got Minnesota, TNT Tuesday, Cleveland, Orlando, and then Dallas at the Lakers. Obviously, Anthony Davis won't play, but Luka, who was great last night in their win over Denver, will face his former team for the first time.
It's fascinating. This Dallas, well, we can talk about that trade for the rest of the broadcast if you wanted to. But look, Dallas has probably the 3 best, most depth at center of any team in the league, and they're all hurt. I mean, Anthony Davis, Gafford, and Lively, you don't get a better top-to-bottom center position, and they don't have any of them available. So it's hard to judge this team, and certainly that trade. This guy, we know what he does, and and the good news is it sounds like he's coming back. I'm fascinated to see this team, because when he gave him that first 3 quarters, not to judge it on 3 quarters, but it was pretty impressive, and that guy's been in the line of fire recently. Just a lot of people coming down Nico Harrison's road, but I always look at trades, and we can't help but not judge them right away, Dave, but give it some time, and let's see. We'll see where it goes. The answer will come.
But you have to admit you were surprised as anybody when the trade happened, right?
Yeah, of course. Of course, but look, in the history of the league, we've seen a lot of big trades. I thought in Brooklyn, the Harden, Durant, Kyrie thing had a real good shot of it never got off the ground. I mean, you look at Phoenix with Beal, Durant, Booker. You don't really know, right? But that one, as far as surprise, Dave, yeah, number one most surprised on that.
Step off the bench, Kansas Braves. First triple of the day for Curry. 206 on the year, and it's a 13-0 run. Marshall fires underneath. Might have been a travel, and it was on Prosper.
Well, this is where you worry. But when you're up and you're starting to separate yourself, and Curry really hasn't even gotten going, and he can do this all day long, and he seems to get further and further out. And this team, Warriors team's playing with a lot of confidence, and a lot of it has to do with the Butler thing. And Dallas has played well without their bigs, but it's hard to sustain that when you don't have any bigs and you're going all guards. Everybody's playing a little out of position.
The one loss Golden State has in the last 5 games was against Dallas. Last Wednesday, the game, as we showed you at the top, that Kyrie Irving went off. Curry 3 of 4 shooting so far, pulls up, can't bank it home. Tipped out to Prosper. Irving, he'll pull up and misfire again. Rebound healed. Irving struggling so far, 0 for 5 from the field. Dinwiddie defending Curry. Max Christie, who came over as part of that trade for Luka Doncic. He's out there, pounds a basket, into foul. A 3-point chance, and Curry on the cusp of double figures just 7 minutes into the game.
And he hasn't been getting out to these starts, but certainly not having a problem early in this one, scoring from all different angles. This time getting by Dinwiddie, takes the bump. Knocked it off the glass.
We put everything into winning the World Cup, but no one had planned on what might happen afterwards. It was just brutal, really.
Unbreakable, England 2003. Stream now.
Car insurance sorted. Now you've just used Confused. Just use confused.com.
Don't know if you're driving illegally without an MOT or road tax?
Regit.
Want to know if your car is Clean Air compliant?
Regit.
Regit is the digital garage that keeps everything to do with your car. Just enter your reg on the website, free.
Regit. Regit. Regit.
Don't risk it. Regit.
Regit.
Want lower energy bills? Millions of homes could save with British Gas. Search British Gas tariffs to see if you can save now. Aye. Good idea. It's never too early to consider my pension options. With II's low flat pension fees, you could retire with more.
Really?
Help you get the most out of your pension.
Nice.
So many investment opportunities.
Interactive Investor, a which recommended SIP provider 3 years running. The II SIP, your personal pension.
At Parkdean Resorts, you've got more to choose from. More stunning beaches close by. More holiday parks in more spectacular locations than anyone else. A fantastic range of accommodation to suit every budget. Loads of epic and great value entertainment and activities to enjoy with complete holiday freedom. Easy payment options and 66 stunning holiday parks across the UK to choose from. Book yours today with Parkdean Resorts.
They've all come here to see a ride for the history books. Oh, look at that! Silver Flames! This is history! This is history! Stage. 16 in 6 years out of UCLA. Brown is 7'2", so by far the tallest player on this Dallas team. Jason Kidd, in talking with him last week when they beat the Warriors, he likes and feels that maybe things are trending towards more teams having two bigs. And remember, Anthony Davis, before he got traded by the Lakers, he wanted them to get a center so he could play the four.
And again, they need this time to find out if Jason Kidd's right. That's the question, because he might be right. Maybe you do need two bigs, and Cleveland's probably the best example of that. Two maybe non-shooting bigs. You can say Anthony Davis can shoot the three. It's not the best thing he does, but he's capable of doing it. Boston plays bigs that shoot all kinds of threes. So if they're going to play two bigs, Anthony Davis is going to have to be encouraged to shoot more from there, because that's not what Gafford does. That's not what Lively does. But you need time to try it, Dave, and that's why they want to get these guys back as soon as they can.
Butler from mid-range cans it. That's his second basket after Christie got his first hoop on the other end for Dallas. Christie's third year out of Michigan State, was a second-round pick by the Lakers in 2022. Marshall, corner three is there. Not a great three-point shooter, around 32%, but he's another player that stepped up in the absence of Davis.
Warriors came out in his zone there. That's the right shot in his zone. Find the open shot, the corner three. Good job by Marshall.
Santos gets the offensive rebound. The Pajewski miss. Butler, contact. He'll go to the line. Washington picks up the foul. Jimmy Butler has gone to the line an average of 10 times per game, and that's another reason why the Warriors are very bullish on him, because it's another player that can get to the free throw line, takes a lot of pressure off Curry.
And they haven't been good at getting to the line, and this is why they like this guy so much. He faked the three. P.J. Washington probably should have let him do that. That's not what Butler does, but Butler's so good at getting angles and gets the free throw line.
In many ways, the league is built by Black history and elevated by the voices of Black players, coaches, employees, and fans. This February and beyond, the NBA honors Black history and celebrates this community. Scan to learn more. Dave Pash, Bob Myers, Cassidy Hubbard here in San Francisco. Penalty situation now with the Warriors up by 8, inside 2 to play in the opening quarter. Butler with 6 points. A turnover by the Mavs. Santos ahead to Pajewski. He'll pull up for 3. It's good.
He's playing with a lot of confidence. Pajemski went through some struggles early, but the starting lineup for him has been huge, and he's just playing more free, more confident. We did some games here earlier where he just didn't feel like his 3-ball was anywhere near where it should have been. But here's the defense. Pajemski, you like to see guys get rewarded here. Santos back to Pajemski. He's the one that created the turnover. Nice right wing 3.
And you mentioned it, and Steve Kerr did as well, that Butler has helped Pajemski. Why is that specifically?
Just makes the game simpler. I mean, that's what we keep talking about, the complexity of this, the decision-making of this offense, but
more Mavericks are going things up. It looked like a different team right now than we saw for most of the last 3 months.
Completely different team. I mean, and you can feel it. I mean, and they're confident. And again, some of it is getting guys healthy, figuring out their lineups, guys knowing their roles more, and their defense, Dave. They're a top 10 defensive team in the league, 9th. And this guy at the free throw line just makes them better at that, and they're playing looser in a more confident way.
Dinwiddie got the foul his second. Butler knocks down the first free throw. Steph on the bench with 10 points, 7 for Butler. This Warrior team started 12-3. They've been 7 games under 500 since, but it feels like the switch has been flipped with the acquisition of Butler. Now, we still have 2 months left of the playoffs, so 25 games remaining.
Yeah, and I think if you're Dallas, it is going to come down to health. Analytically, right now, the Warriors have a better shot at making the top 6 than Dallas, even though Dallas has got a better record.
Here's Brown down the lane. He's fouled, and he'll travel first.
It's really been the defense again. 16 points, holding this Mavericks team, who can be very dangerous offensively, but holding them to 16 points. They're 7th in the league in offense, so no easy feat.
They've turned it over 6 times, have just 7 baskets. Irving on the bench has not scored. He's over 5 from the floor. Butler's 3, not there. Santos, another offensive rebound. Beal down the step back. Another miss. Christie clears it, and about a 4-second difference in the game in shot clocks here at the end of the opening frame. Marshall drives underneath and blocked. Brown got it back and scores. First points for Moses Brown. Pajemski will wait for it. Clock starts on the touch. 4 seconds to go. Pajemski harassed, gets the 3 away in front of the Warrior bench, but it's no good. So Golden State hold the Mavs to a season-low 18 first-quarter points. The Warriors lead by 15. NBA Sunday Showcase will return after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Finish vinner över de där inbrända matfläckarna utan försköljning. Varje gång vi försköljer slösar vi upp till 25 liter vatten. Finish Ultimate ger en djupverkande rengöring och skinande glans. Genom att använda diskmaskinen sparar du tid och vatten. Sluta förskölja, spara på vatten. Finish Ultimate. Livet kan kännas tufft när du inte kan andas fritt genom näsan. Nu finns Otrivin med ny spraypump som ger en behaglig spraydusch, har ett kort sprayhuvud och är enkel att använda. Otrivin hjälper dig att andas lättare inom några minuter och verkar upp till 10 timmar så att din dag och natt blir bättre. Andas lättare med Otrivin.
Våra golv håller sig inte rena länge. Därför älskar jag min Swiffer Wet. På med duken som redan innehåller rengöringsmedel. Och få ett rent golv enkelt i ett enda svep. Överallt, var som helst. Wow! Swiffer. Så rent, så enkelt. Swiffer Wet. Skinande rent varje dag.
Defenders this league has ever seen.
Game 4 could have gone better. We were able to get going. And once we won that game, I think our guys felt, all right, we've unlocked it. Let's go finish.
Everything was clicking for me. And just seeing how they were playing step, it just allowed me so many different opportunities, whether I'm either slashing, making plays, or just making teams pay for leaving me open on the perimeter or shooting the ball. I think it was just the confidence I had. It's almost like out of body experience or feeling I'm going to play will allow something.
the proudest moment for me that entire season was hearing that the MVP of the finals was Andre Iguodala.
This year's Bill Russell MVP, Andre Iguodala.
Still probably the best moment of my entire career with the Warriors was that moment on the stage and seeing Andre and Steph sharing that moment, kissing the trophy together, and Andre's with the MVP trophy after all the success. Dub Nation, stay in your seat following the game for an unforgettable moment as we celebrate Warriors legend Andre Iguodala and raise his number 9 jersey to hang above us in the rafters of Chase Center.
It's time for today's Aspect, brought to you by Samsung. I'm here with Najee Marshall, and obviously you guys are short-handed, especially inside. But how can you guys find ways to gain more advantage inside the paint?
Just use us as an advantage. We're smaller, so he's attacking the rim. They got off to a hot start, so we got to get some stops and settle in.
And part of that hot start was Steph. This league has been trying to figure out ways to stop him for a long time now. But what are some ways you can limit his productivity going forward?
It's effort. It takes a team. Like I said, we got to settle in this early game. Get together as a team and take it for the lock in.
It's your time now. Back to you, Dave.
And Marshall, the leading scorer, Cassidy, for Dallas with 5 points. Meanwhile, a basket by Draymond Green, and then that too small motion he made it to Iguodala, too, as he was looking up the floor at his old teammate after he schooled a couple of smaller players in the paint there to stretch the lead to 17. Golden State had a 16-0 run in that first quarter.
Yeah, Draymond he likes to talk a little bit, Dave. He's a big talker.
But it's not your issue anymore. You don't have to just sit here and relax and enjoy.
Hey, whatever it takes, right? Everybody's different. Whatever it takes to get yourself going.
Empty possession for the Mavericks, who are shooting 33%. A turnover. Here's Irving, 0 for 5 from the floor in that first quarter. Edwards misses. Irving tips it up and in for his first points.
These games now, I keep reminding myself, these 15-point leads, don't make them like they used to, right? I mean, these swings in NBA games now, they're never over, right? Till the very end, clearly. But this is, the 3-point shot makes it such a different game.
Great response there by Edwards to make the play defensively and get the block. Edwards in his 4th year out of Pepperdine. Irving through the lane out to Washington. Thompson got the defender off his feet. Clay thought he was fouled. Missed the shot. He's 0 for 2. Coming in the 2 previous games here at Chase Center, he was 13 of 23 from behind the arc. Pajemski left alone. Around and out. And then a technical foul on Klay Thompson. Draymond Green yelling yes right in Clay's ear.
Kyrie stepping in there saying, enough, peacemaker. Clay is, I told you, Clay was worked up for this one, and he wants these games. He's a competitor. He thought he got hit on the arm right here. This was not too far from us. And he's saying he got grabbed in there. I mean, look, he did get grabbed on the arm.
Well, he was having such an intense warm-up till he was interrupted by somebody during his shooting drills.
I just want to say hi, Dave. Know the guy pretty decently well. But look, here we go. I mean, this does affect your shot, no doubt. I mean, he grabs him on the right arm and comes through. That's a foul.
Yeah.
That's a foul. He's still talking. He doesn't get many technicals either. That's not his. That's the other guy, number 23 in blue.
Draymond Green among the league leaders with 11 technicals this year. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. Warriors by 16. Thompson drives and called for the offensive foul. His second personal.
A little frustration there. I mean, these are the things that, didn't go his way. Trying to make something happen here. But Jemski, great job. Whole career even taking charges. Just knows how to find the right place. And steps in there. Puts his body on the line, takes charge.
8 turnovers by Dallas, only 9 baskets for the Mavericks. They have won 5 of their last 6. They're 4-1 since the trade. The Warriors are 4-1 since they made their blockbuster move for Jimmy Butler. Here is Butler. He's got 9 points so far, 5 of 5 at the line. Finds post in the corner, and the three is good. Boy, he's been shooting lights out. 7'1" rookie out of Boston College.
That's a lot of Butler, though. He posted his job knocking it down, but Butler he never seems like he's rushed, in a hurry. Just a great basketball player, just an entire, complete game.
Thompson drives, turns it over again. Moody in the open floor. Warriors have numbers. Irving had to be careful not to pick up his third foul. He got the clean strip. Moody finds the ball again. He missed the shot. Butler tracks it down. Shovel to post. And post with the slam.
Now, Jason Kidd, let's get away from him a little bit here. 21 points down in the second round, but they're getting beat, Dave, to all the loose balls, the energy. Dallas came out, but the Warriors responded up 21. 9 minutes to go in the second quarter.
He was the best player in this tournament. Standing ovation. This is the champion. The champion again is here in Australia. He's 8. Grand slams on him.
Please give a warm welcome to tennis legend, 8-time major champion, and Team World Laver Cup captain, Andre Agassi. Andre will captain Team World when the Laver Cup comes to Chase Center, September 19th to 21st. February 28th, visit LaverCup.com.
Hey, I'm Stephen Curry, and I'm Andre Iguodala. This is the Straight Face Compliment Battle. You are an endless wave of creativity. You are full of life and adventure and spark. Nice, nice. You are a fireball that gets things done. I gotta look away. You know how to navigate the deep conversations. Thank you. You have a delicious. You have a delicious sense of humor. You are like 10 issues come true. You are proof that magic is real. You protest with heart. You protest with heart and well-made songs. But it's all about delivery. Well-made songs.
Today's refreshing finish brought to you by Heineken. Been a breath of fresh air, Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, look, again, watch how many guys he takes with him here. He's got one guy on him right now. Look, everybody collapse the paint. Everybody goes. Quinn Post does his job, keeps the spacing. He's a great shooter for a big. The team always does well with shooting bigs. And then here, with the hustle play, just an easy scoop pass. Makes it real simple. You like helping your bigs out. But Jimmy Butler, Dave, I mean, the game is complicated, but it can be simple. And he's one of the best ever at just making it simple with his efficiency. And again, it's what this team needed. And 4-1 so far. That's the biggest number you're going to see as far as what he's delivered.
Lead is 21 for Golden State. The Mavs actually led 9-4. They had 4 early baskets, but only 5 since. Exum corner 3, got it. Dante Exum actually shooting it a lot better than he did early in his career. 43% from 3 on the year.
Yeah, he's a nice addition, and Jason Kidd likes it. He'll play him long minutes in big games. He's got the big size with that three-point shot that he's now become very good at. A big weapon for this team.
Here's Post on the back down with a shot clock at 3. And Post fouled. He scored the last 5 points for the Warriors. Exum picks up the foul.
This isn't what his strength is, and if you're Dante Exum here, you make him convert on that. Post more of a pick and pop type player. He can't finish at the rim, but a guy like that, make him make that shot over you.
Post playing in his 19th game. He started 7 this year for Golden State. The Warriors will head out on the road. They play Charlotte here Tuesday, but then it's a 5-game road trip, including a game at Philadelphia. Our primetime and ABC game presented by Wingstop. Cover starts 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific with NBA Countdown. 76ers in trouble. Everybody's been playing, yet they're still losing. Joel Embiid benched last night. They lost a key game to Brooklyn, and right now has the upper hand on them to try to get closer to the play-in tournament.
Yeah, and again, it's just you just never know, right? We talked about the Luka trade, all the criticism around Dallas. Well, Sixers signed Paul George. A lot of teams wanted to sign Paul George, and a lot of people have the Sixers in the top 3 of the East. And you got to play the games, and that's why the NBA is so exciting. We make these snap reactions to everything, but you got to play it out and see how it all finishes.
Here's Green all the way to the basket, but missed the layup. Exum racing up the court, almost had it knocked away by Santos. Marshall, extra pass. Edwards has to pull it out. Shot clock down to 5. Exum again getting into the paint. Edwards in and out, rebound Post.
A great recovery there. That whole possession, the Warriors just helping each other out. That was a really solid defensive possession.
Draymond Green's his 9th straight game back after missing 7 in a row because of injury. A Warriors turnover leads to a dunk in transition for Edwards.
Yeah, and Steve Kerr sees it. The way Dallas gets back in this game is turnovers for the Warriors. And again, this is lazy pass. Draymond Green throws it. Edwards just reads it right away. Easy lane to the rim. But this is what Dallas was doing to put themselves in the hole. They're hoping they can flip the script here.
Hey, Gut Nation, are you ready to see the best all-male dance team at the West? Well, guess what? They're hitting our court right now. Make some noise for the one and only Blue Crew. Give it up for the Blue Crew. Enjoy an exciting opportunity to learn a dance routine from the Warriors dance team and the a hardwood classic. We're here to inspire, build confidence, and give fans a unique experience to prepare for Warriors sports during halftime on Smart 15 by participating in the Warriors Dance Clinic on March 2nd. So make sure you write that in your calendar. The event is tailored to dancers of all ability levels for age 5 and up. So make sure you scan the QR code now to register and learn more.
Jump ball. So, Mooney and Kyrie. Mooney and Kyrie. Stay there, guys. Go straight up. Oh, that's it. No, how many tossing that? How many tossing that? That's my worst toss of the year, right there.
Yeah, Josh Tibbett, our crew chief, does an outstanding job, and he's always good about relationships with the players in terms of hearing them out, not being too quick to tee players up, very patient, working with Natalie Sago and Danielle Scott today.
We get a sound of the game when a player's screaming at him and yelling at him. And really test his patience.
They have to bleep some of that out, depending on the player. And a foul here as Christie pushes Peyton to the ground. That's the second team foul on Dallas here in the quarter, and the first on Christie.
Not a game left here. And again, if Dallas wants to climb back in this, it's going to start on this side. The Warriors have been getting mostly whatever they want. Open threes, shots at the rim. It is tough. We keep mentioning it. Dallas missing all their bigs. But they can get blown by on the perimeter, too.
Dallas has won 3 straight, longest since a 7-game win streak in November, December, before Doncic got hurt on Christmas Day. That's when the slide started for the Mavericks. Santos saved it right to Thompson. He'll pull up. Miss another one. He's 0 for 3 from out there, yet to score. His 3rd game back. The previous 2, he was lights out. And now he's defending Curry here. Steph had 12 straight points to beat Thompson and the Warriors in one of the games earlier this year. Post working hard in the glass. Can't get it to fall. Saved by Thompson. Marshall looking to attack. Curry goes right in his chest. And a foul called on Curry. That is his first and the first on Golden State in the quarter.
Yeah, Clay, they're going to need Clay making some of these threes. But Marshall recognizes he's going to attack Curry head on, gets caught on the arm. But one way to get back in the game as well, get to the free throw line. And Clay, you can tell how much every shot, he just wants it so bad. He has played tremendous here. Tough start here. Quarter and a half in, he's only taken a few threes, hasn't been able to make them. And you better believe these games have an extra level of importance for him.
Seen a few captain hats. Used to take his boat across the bay to get to games. Did you ever go on the boat?
He invited me. I never made it happen. That's a regret of mine. You know, I probably should have. He did do that. People think that's a myth. It's real. He took his boat over here.
Had you done it, you would have won a fifth championship. Guess
That's right. That's right. All right, Nash. But there's a guaranteed one this year. I'm not part of it. They're going to get it.
Draymond Green making that promise recently. Here's Curry, and he can't bury it. Rebound Marshall. Curry 1 for 3 from out there. Marshall underneath to Prosper. They work it around to Christie. Good look. Irving drills it. Kyrie Irving with his first 3-pointer, and Dallas back within 13 at the midway point of the second quarter.
Better level of intensity, taking care of the ball. Mavericks at least giving them a chance to dig into this big lead here.
Santos, as Marshall fell down, can't answer, but Looney, a big part of all the championships here with the Warriors with the stick back.
Big bucket there. Dallas trying to make a push. Looney getting that pushback.
Kyrie Irving averaging 29 points per game in the month of February, scored 30 or more in 6 of his last 13 games. Prosper inside with the basket. Olivier Maxence Prosper started 4 games this year, second year out of Marquette. Peyton.
Big. There's nothing Dallas can do. They're scrapping down there. They're trying, but it's just tough without any kind of size at the rim.
Christie comes up short in the triple try. Out of bounds. Looney touched it last, it looked like. Officials aren't sure, and it will be Dallas ball.
Here's Moody. You know, normally that's Anthony Davis there protecting things, or Derek Lively, or Daniel Gafford. But right now it's Kyrie Irving trying to do the job of a 7-footer. And the good news is, again, I don't know if maybe Cassidy knows, but that guy's coming back. I think Gafford's coming back. Lively's the one I don't quite know the duration of.
Well, Sham Charani was on the countdown today, said still a few weeks away for Anthony Davis. They're expecting all of them to have a reevaluation here in the next couple weeks. Washington soars to the rim, double clutch and stop.
Hanging around. If Dallas, 10 points is nothing at the half. They just got to stay connected. Steve Kerr sees the same thing. Doesn't like the feel of things here. Just to get the timeout, get reorganized. And again, P.J. Washington here. Sometimes the three's not falling. The Warriors, again, they don't play with traditional big too much themselves anyway. And P.J. Washington's athleticism finishes at the rim.
AM, PM. Too much. Good stuff.
Welcome back to NBA Sunday Showcase on ABC, presented by Popeyes. No secret trade going on. At least we don't think so. But Rob Pelinka's in the building now. He was Andre Iguodala's agent. Iguodala, number 9, getting raised to the Raptors postgame. Obviously, he and Nico Harrison recently made that trade for Luka Doncic and Anthony Davis. Do you recall when you were talking to Pelinka, not about trades, but about acquiring Andre Iguodala?
Oh, of course. We talked 50 times that summer to try and get it done. And I'd worked with Rob as an agent. Nico and Rob knew each other so well because Nico represented Kobe at Nike, and obviously Rob was Kobe's agent. So it's a small world. But I do think that the fact that those two guys had that history together and working relationship, I don't underestimate the fact that can really help you get a deal done. People are going to comment on whether it was a good or bad deal, but getting a deal done, a trade done, is very difficult. And I think that history, that trust, helped those guys get there on the deal.
Did you make trades with guys either you didn't know or didn't like? You don't have to name names. His bodies hit the floor at the top of the time.
I can't answer that question. ABC.
What? Didn't say
didn't know, didn't like. How much time do we have? No. Oh, man. Oh, buddy.
I feel Washington and Pachemski tied up. And so jump ball, although fans here wanted a foul in Washington, it was on, it probably should have been a foul. It was on top of them originally before the jump ball.
Yeah, the jump ball rule is interesting. Sometimes the officials, they just call it because there's grabbing and pulling. But you're right. Washington never looked like he had a great grasp on the basketball, but they decided to call it a jump.
So 3:36 to go. Golden State leading by 15. The Warriors led by 14 after the first quarter. Just 16 points for Golden State in the second. Curry with 12 points, trying to throw it down court. Butler tipped it to Hield, and the Mavericks have the ball. Marshall, a team-high 7 points off the bench for Dallas. It's been his first 4 seasons with New Orleans. Washington doubled. Marshall on the drive, puts it in.
Slowly getting back in there. Draymond Green not not respecting Marshall's three at all, playing a lot of help defense. But again, this is the issue. Dallas, it's hard. I keep going to it because the Warriors are smart. They're just saying that you don't have anybody at the rim. Look at Dallas's team right now. They got P.J. Washington at the 5. Draymond Green going to be aggressive attacking. He knows. And you better believe Anthony Davis or Daniel Gafford or Derek Lively sitting there. He's attacking in a much less aggressive way.
Christie picks up the foul, his second. Third team foul in Dallas. Draymond Green, 7 points. And now 2 of 3 at the line. Coming up, Hotels.com halftime. Malika, Stephen A., Brian Windhorst, and Perk. Bob Myers is obviously here, not in studio in L.A. today. They'll talk about what they saw here in the first half and also look back to our early game on ABC. Boston beating the Knicks. Green knocks down both free throws. The Warriors are 11 of 12 at the line. Meanwhile, Dallas has only taken 2 free throws.
And neither team shooting well from 3, both around 25%. But that's the difference right there. The Warriors are getting to the free throw line, and that's not what they do well.
Marshall no good on the 3. One and done for the Warriors, or for the Mavs rather, without that size to get offensive rebounds and second chance opportunities. A left drive by Butler, shaking Marshall and putting it in off the window.
His footwork, too. It reminds me of runs. I mean, people overlook footwork, and he just creates those angles. He's so strong and smart. And once he got by, it was easy.
Lob pass broken up. Pajemski trying to save it. Butler to Curry. Fires to Hill. Rhythm bounce. In the 3.
The hustle play again. Jimmy Butler's going to get no credit for that, but he secured that. It was a jump ball, him and P.J. Washington. Jimmy Butler doesn't miss out on too many 50-50 balls.
Laid back to 20. Short on that 3-point attempt is Marshall. 9-2 run by Golden State. Curry telling Pajemski to reverse it over to Hield. Curry trying to get free from Dinwiddie. Butler drives. Foul, count the basket. And the 3-point chance. That's 13 now for Butler in his first game at home since he was traded here to the Warriors.
Again, he's doing it 13 points, right? With such efficiency, too. I mean, he doesn't feel like he wastes any possessions. Solid across the board. Really, I mean, look, no surprise, right? Jimmy Butler could always play basketball. It was what happened to Miami was more wanting to get money, right? To get paid.
And he got it here.
And so, when you get a motivated Jimmy Butler, there's Mike Dunleavy who made the deal. Hats off. This Warriors team picked the direction. Is his words. We picked the direction. We picked the course. And Butler kind of firmed that up. We're going for it. We expect to make a push here. And early returns looking very good.
They're currently 2 games above 500. They have not been 3 above 500 in 2 months. Let's check in with Cassidy.
Yeah, I spoke to Steve Kerr about his understanding of Jimmy's ability to elevate his game on the biggest stages. It's an acrobatic basket to go, a.k.a. playoff Jimmy, guys, and how that can help them as they're already talking about these final 26 games as playoff mode. And he told me his ability is all-encompassing, saying there's more margin for error. He seems to solve so much stuff out there that the game keeps moving, saying they're feeling this connection to the game within the game that is powerful, and it comes directly from him. He says he's kind of an old school player. He's got this swagger, this nature about him, where the other team feels him. It's a great combination of what this team is needing, guys.
He led Miami to the finals 2 out of 4 years, and both times they were not expected to go to the finals. And you look at all of his numbers in the playoffs, they're all better, including 3-point shooting. His 3-point shot in the playoffs is 35%, which is better than a lot of guys that are considered shooters. Their numbers just go down in the postseason, but not him.
Well, you could simply call him a winner. That's what he does. He wins at a high level. Most players' numbers go down in the playoffs or their efficiency. And rare is the player that numbers go up, and he's encapsulated that. In the playoffs, Jimmy's a real deal.
About a 4-second difference in a game in shot clocks after the Curry miss on the other end. Now a Warriors foul. That's the first in the last 2 minutes. See if they say it's in the act of shooting or not. Dinwiddie's claiming it was. Payton will come into play defense, side out of bounds here, and Hield will go to the bench. First foul on Payton.
Dallas, any bucket here would be nice to go into half with a little momentum.
Check that. Fouls on Hield. Inside, Washington with the basket. He's the first Maverick in double figures with 10. There's Steph. They double him right at midcourt. He made one from that spot of the game at the All-Star game here last weekend. Instead, Pajewski with the shot. No good at the buzzer. Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler with 14 points apiece. And a brilliant first half played by the Golden State Warriors. Despite the fact they didn't shoot it great from the floor, they lead by 17. At halftime, over the Mavericks, the Warriors trying to win for the third straight time and fifth in their last 6 games since the Jimmy Butler deal.
Well, you're in the big leagues now.
How was your vacation, sir? Oh, I needed one.
With your 10% loyalty program discount, that's 2,370 kroner for the night.
Not bad.
1,630 kroner for the night.
Hold up. How?
It's easy when you know where to look.
Trivago jämför hotellpriser från hundratals bokningssidor så att du kan spara upp till 40%.
It was my secret tactic.
Hotell Trivago.
Lukas, såg att jag lämnade tandborsten. Flytta in eller?
Nej, pappa, lägg av.
Vad menar du?
Det är billigare då. Har du syskon?
Bry dig inte om
Två syskon. Jag lägger till dem.
älskling. Gud vad du är pinsam.
Det blir ju jackpot.
Jag vill göra det jag kan för att hålla mig frisk. Och jag vet ju också hur bra omega-3 är för hela min kropp. Ja, för hjärtat och för min hjärna. För hela min hälsa egentligen. Det är ju för sig sant om man äter en bra varierad kost. Men då behöver man äta fetfisk minst 3 gånger i veckan. Och det får inte jag till i alla fall. Så därför kompletterar jag med omega-3.
Beställ Västerålens omega-3 för halva priset. På vnp.se.
I Asien försökte lärling återskapa yakisoba-receptet från Mrs. Shanes. En dag lagade han äkta nudlar med goda grönsaker och Mrs. Shanes yakisoba-sås. Och till slut lyckades han.
Men kom igen! Du behöver bara kokande vatten, vänta 3 minuter, tillsätta såsen och...
Ja, precis. Nyhet. Mrs. Shanes goda yakisoba-nudlar.
Superbingo.
Jag har det. Vi öppnar showen med att du kommer in på en lila elefant. Och säger, här kommer jag på en lila elefant. Men vad är det dag? Taket öppnas. Vi ser en jumbojet.
Så lägger vi pengarna i potten istället.
Tänk stort. 5 bingospel och 100 luckors per 5:an. Ja.
När jag ska skämma bort mina vänner en helt vanlig onsdag, då är Hemköp oslagbart. Pasta pomodoro. Enkelt, prisvärt och jättegott. Tjejerna älskar att komma hem till mig på middag.
Känn halloneffekten. Just nu får du dubbel surf for life när du skaffar hallon. Välkommen! Bra mat är sånt som är både gott och bra för kroppen. Som Paulins granola med hasselnötter och dadlar. Ugnsrostad med stora krispiga bitar. Helt utan tillsatssocker. Paulin, bara bra mat. Nästäppa, rinnande näsa, tryckande huvudvärk. Behandla huvudproblemen vid bihåleinflammation med Sinuxol. Ett receptfritt läkemedel som löser upp slemmet, lindrar nästäppan och minskar smärtan 2 dagar tidigare än utan behandling. Köp Sinuxol på apotek. Halsont? Låt inte det förstöra dagen. Oavsett vilken typ av halsont du har, hitta rätt lindring. Strepsils bekämpar bakterier, virus och lindrar smärtan. Och Strefen bekämpar orsaken till smärtan vid inflammation. Med kliniskt bevisat multi-action-effekt. Smärtstillande i 86 timmar med Strefen-spray. Strepsils on every moment.
Chokladen gör kakan. Din nya favorit kakhyllan. Marabou.
Hiphop att göra smartid. Hiphop.se. Livet är mer än 9 till 5. Det är också träning halv 6. Något matklasser. Godkänt av livet.
Ready Sweden. Rätt MGM är här. Känn spänningen från Las Vegas direkt i din mobil. Ta chansen att plocka hem jackpotten. För pulsen av Las Vegas är närmare än någonsin. What happens in Vegas is too good to stay in Vegas. Välkommen till BetMGM.
Apple Weeks of Power, deals du inte vill missa. Till exempel iPhone 16 Pro Max 256 gig till 15 490, spara 998. Eller AirPods Pro till 2 680, spara 300. Kolla in power.se för ännu fler fantastiska deals.
Hur mycket mjäll har du egentligen? När du använder Head & Shoulders så har du inte mjäll. Det är ju lite det jag har pratat om i 13 år.
Head & Shoulders hjälper till att ta bort mjäll och oljor och förebygger att det kommer tillbaka.
Ja. Ingen som lyssnar. Kör mer reklam.
Vi är plats för nytt. Stor utförsäljning med upp till 60% på visningssängar och utgående modeller i butik. Välkommen in och fynda i våra 37 butiker. Kungsängen. Handgjorda sängar från Sverige.
Livet kan kännas tufft när du inte kan andas fritt genom näsan. Nu finns Otrivin med ny spraypump som ger en behaglig spraydusch, har ett kort sprayhuvud och är enkel att använda. Otrivin hjälper dig att andas lättare inom några minuter och verkar upp till 10 timmar så att din dag och natt blir bättre. Andas lättare med Otrivin.
$45 seconds. What a step move. So good. He gets it. Scrambles out of bounds. 30 seconds. Oh, almost goes in. Oh, which hoop are we going here? 25 seconds. And they're scrambling. And white team comes away with a fast break. 4-on-3. Off the glass, no good. 15 seconds. Number 3, swarmed by multiple defenders. Baseline. Here we go. 8 seconds. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. That is game, everybody. Let's hear it. Come on, make some noise for these youngsters right here. Representing Team and basketball here on the Chase Center floor. That is our halftime scrimmage.
Thank you for being here today. Down in front, we have a few special guests we want to introduce right here at the beginning. We have Mr. Andre Iguodala II, who is here. Welcome.
Time has passed since that day. Enough time to build a legacy. That day, you arrived with excitement.
You just don't find players like this, and you actually don't find too many people like Andre.
Then you brought it to the floor with you. You stopped.
Outstanding defense, the best hands in the business. Yeah, they can down.
You swiped. And you sacrificed your way to the top.
Andre set the standard of sacrifice and the idea that we were going to do anything to win.
And you stayed there. The return to the empire you helped build.
This year, more than anything, is going to be full of joy. Really looking forward to ending the chapter whenever it may end here.
And when you did, you conquered again.
We all say God has a way for you, a purpose for you. This is my purpose.
That's a lasting legacy. And because of that, you'll be the last warrior to wear number 9. Our name lives forever. Because
From the way we walk to the way we talk. Traces of our history transcend through time, reminding us of the importance of the heavy crown we wear with pride, inspiring dreams and igniting movement. Our spirit has never wavered.
We set the standards for excellence, and we insist on greatness.
The product of what you see today, we built this. The lessons passed down from our ancestors served as a guiding force to push us to our full potential. Our history is ingrained in everything you see today, and our culture, it can't be replicated.
More than just a mark, it's a movement built by Black history, elevated by Black voices.
Happy Black History Month.
Take one, Mark.
Almost stolen. What was stolen by Iguodala? Iguodala puts it out. It's good. Their first title in 40 years. One-time darlings are now a dynasty. The Golden State Warriors, once again, are NBA champions.
Man, we got the most loving fans, the most supportive fans. Through good, through bad, they always stick to us. Well, you got to give love back. Make some noise!
When I first heard about my jersey being retired, I'm still in work mode, so it hasn't allowed me to properly enjoy everything that's happened throughout my career, but I do have the proper understanding of what it truly means to go up in the rafters alongside of the three future core of the Warriors dynasty is an amazing feeling with Steph, Clay, and Draymond.
I have the pleasure of announcing to you the newest Golden State Warrior, Andre Iguodala.
Signing with the Warriors over a decade ago, if you go back to the press conference, I mentioned championships.
I think everybody's goal is to win a championship, whether it's realistic or not.
And it wasn't really about me, but it was really about me finding my joy and the love for the game of basketball again. And this was the place that brought it back. And I feel like just that approach has allowed for us to have the success and the way that my career has been summed up here is, sacrificing it. This is something that isn't too common, especially in modern day professional sports, where an athlete is in place longer enough to even be recognized in this manner. So it was a great run, and the way it's been celebrated is very appreciative on my end and my family. How I found out about my jersey retirement is a funny story. Raymond Ritter sent me a few emails, and my new workload doesn't allow me to check them quite like I should be, so I missed it. But I got a late night text after a Warriors game from Steph, and he asked me when was the jersey retirement. And I told him I had no idea what he was talking about. And he said, get it done.
God has a way for you, a purpose for you. This is my purpose.
Really hard to put into words. We really haven't had the opportunity to really bask in it or really celebrate it. But I think this will be a moment for all of us to celebrate. All the players that I played with, the current players that are there, everyone that's there in the organization, those who were around when I was there who are no longer around. I think these are the moments where we can look back, and this would be a special night that, I'm going to get a chance to breathe and properly reflect.
Sunday Showcase on ABC, presented by Popeyes. Steph Curry, 14 points. Jimmy Butler, 14. Klay Thompson, nothing in his return to San Francisco. The Warriors led by as many as 23 in that first half. It's a 17-point lead as we get ready for the second half. First half stats brought to you by Chewy. Warriors obviously known as a three-point shooting team, but not today. 34 paint points, the 19 points off turnovers, and the fast break points, the most they've had in a first half this season. Dave Pash back with Bob Myers and Cassidy Hubbard. As we look at our Star Watch brought to you by Vicks, let's focus on Jimmy Butler, a guy we talked at the top of the show about all that he does to help this Warriors team. They're 4-1 since they got him in the trade.
Dave, Jimmy just makes things easier for everybody. No wasted movement, highly efficient player, creates for himself, creates for teammates. Here's a nice back cut, leading to a cut of his own for the dunk. But here again, creating for his teammates. Defense collapses. He gets to the middle of the floor, easy pass, split and post, spacing out. He drains the three. And then just a little hustle plays. This guy's one of the best 50-50 ball guys in the league. Great hands. Spoon feeding post again for the slam dunk. He's got 6 free throws, 6 of 6. He's plus 21 for this team. Most importantly, though, Dave, he gives Steph Curry and Draymond Green what they feel is another one of them, so to speak. A guy they can trust, a guy that's played high-level games. And that's unbelievably important as you go into the stretch run of the season in such a tight Western Conference.
There is a renewed confidence about this Warriors team. Obviously, Draymond Green feels it when he said recently the Warriors will win the championship. They have 4 in the last 10 years. And will Jimmy Butler be the piece that helps them at least get into the playoffs? Right now they're in the play-in, and they're 3 games back of avoiding that and getting into the top 6. They're 1 game back of 7th. Minnesota and Dallas are currently in that spot. There's Moody from the corner. No good in the 3 to start the third. And Dallas ended that half on an 8-2 run. Let's see if Kyrie Irving can get going. Just 5 points. As we mentioned, Thomas Dunn in the last meeting a week ago, as Thompson's finally on the board. Those two combined for 59 in a win over Golden State. Let's check in with Cassidy.
Yeah, Dave, I spoke with assistant head coach Jared Dudley about the biggest message at the half. And he basically said we just need to play through adversity. We have to do a better job with their split actions and forcing them up and keep the Warriors out of transition. The Warriors had 18 fast break points in the first half. And as you mentioned, really just Kyrie Irving. The last time these teams played, he had 42. He was just 2 of 10 in that first half. He told me that they're loading up on Kyrie. We have to get more shooting around them.
They have won 5 of 6 as Moody tips it in. And their only loss was in overtime against Sacramento, but obviously missing Anthony Davis, Daniel Gafford, Derek Lively, Dwight Powell, Caleb Martin, another player they got in the trade that has a history of playoff success, but he's been out missing his 8th straight game with a hip injury. Thompson short on that one. Moody's thinking down court. Would be easy, too.
That's the transition defense Jared Dudley was talking about. It's too easy. And again, for the back to get back in, to be this guy with the ball right here, making something happen, or Klay Thompson, and both of them thus far have just not had the typical nights that they're used to.
Pajemski shadowing Irving, gets a little airspace, but the 3 is off target. He's 1 of 5 from out there, 2 of 11 overall. Curry driving on Thompson and hooks it home. Steph Curry with 16 to lead all scores. He's averaging close to 30 points per game in the month of February. Had a stretch of 4 consecutive 30-point games for the first time in 4 years. Empty possession for the Mavs. Butler looking for Curry. Washington right in his grill. Curry, 1 3-pointer so far in the game. Pajemski bumped by Edwards and a foul.
Yeah, this is, again, another transition basket here. You saw Moses Moody get behind the defense. This is Curry just attacking right down the middle. It's good body control. He thought he even got fouled by brother Buddy, but didn't get the call. And Warriors don't need the call. They're up 20 points. And the Mavs to get back in. Christie checks in, and maybe they get something out of him. But they just haven't had the energy since that initial start of the game, and the Warriors have just been all over them on both sides.
Yeah, they led 9-4. That forced Steve Kerr to call an early timeout, but all Warriors since Dallas goes to the Lakers next on Tuesday. Luka Doncic had his best game as a Laker last night on the win over Denver. What a pass by Curry, and Pajemski beats the shot clock.
That's a great recognition. Just knew he didn't have much time, caught it, released it right away, left-handed, little floater.
7 points and 9 rebounds for Pajemski, an 8-0 run right now by the Warriors. After Thompson started the quarter with a three-pointer for the Mavs. Shot clock at 3. Thompson driving and missed it, but he will shoot 2. First trip to the line for Thompson, just the third free throw coming up for Dallas.
Look at the shot clock here, 3-2. Look, not a lot of time, just catches it right away, knows time and score and shot clock. Done a really nice job, Pajemski, since he's been in the starting lineup. And Steve Kerr, after having 33 different versions, Dave, maybe he's found some here. He mentioned having Draymond Green at the 5. He doesn't love doing that, but it's a lot of toll on Draymond. But he said the rest of the way with the West being so tight, he's probably going to stick with this group.
Moody, Curry, Pajemski, Butler, and Green. Those are the 5 we've had now consecutive games. A rarity, as you said, for Golden State this year. They employ the second most starting lineups in the NBA behind Philadelphia.
Look at that stat right there. Just Kyrie and Clay have done so well in this building, but they got a lot of time left. Still 9 minutes to go in the third. They're going to need some real offense out of either of those guys, or hopefully both, for the Mavs.
20-point lead, 3 minutes into the third quarter. The Warriors winners of 2 in a row. Dallas has won 3 in a row. Those have been rarities, those winning streaks. Washington knocked it away from Green, but then on the follow-through, caught his arm. And that's his third team foul on Dallas.
Dallas is going to have to just try to hang on. 31-26. They're themselves trying to stay out of that play, and nobody wants to be in that play in one game and go home potentially. PJ Washington, he's not used to playing center for the Mavs. That guy we just saw, Anthony Davis, is also not loving playing center either, but I imagine the Mavs will take any 7-footer they can get.
Curry with the left finishes. He's got 18, a game high. Seeking his 9th consecutive 20-point game, which is a season long. Floater is good from Irving. Just his 3rd basket. Curry gets rid of Exum, fires off the heel. Curry 1 of 5 from 3. He's actually shooting under 40% for 3 on the season. In stride, Thompson drills the 3, and it was Irving with the great look.
Great recognition. Kyrie had his own shot, could have driven or pulled up himself, but saw Klay Thompson over there on the right wing. Moody gets caught. Dallas already picked up some early fouls, but Kyrie recognized it. He was trying to get Klay going. He knows he could have attacked here, he could have pulled up, but Klay needs his fellow scorer to get going himself. But now Mavericks have to figure out a way to get the Warriors off the line, get some stops, bring some good possessions together.
Christie with the foul is 3rd. Thompson with 8 quick points here in the quarter. It is remarkable when you think about, and obviously you had a front row seat to the injuries that Klay Thompson suffered. To be back in this position, he's 35 years old. It's year 12, played a lot of games for a lot of years in a row. And even at this age, to do what he's doing, it's significant.
Well, one injury is usually a lot to overcome. One season ending, you talk about ACL and Achilles, what he's dealt with. But then you talk about back-to-back 2 of those. And just the rehab alone, Dave, just the rehab alone is just exhausting. And to have that love and perseverance and to still be out here competing like he is a testament to his love for basketball, his work ethic.
Irving in the back cut. Puts that one off the glass. So Irving and Thompson doing their part, but can they get stops on the other end? Curry working on Christie. Drives, floats it up, no, but he'll go to the line.
Get Kyrie here. Smart, just recognize Pajemski, the overplay. Again, one of the best finishers for a guard I've ever seen. He doesn't miss too many in there. Dallas is already going to be in the bonus stage. 7.5 minutes to go. Any foul they commit now is going to be free throws.
And you got one of the greatest free throw shooters of all time and currently leading the NBA at the line for 2. 18 points so far, make it 19. ESPN doubleheader tonight. NBA Sunday presented by State Farm. Memphis at Cleveland. Oklahoma City at Minnesota. Coverage starts NBA countdown, 6 Eastern time. Cavs have the best record in the East. Thunder the best record in the West. Cleveland 46-10. Oklahoma City 45-10. Boy, what the Cavs did 2 nights ago to the Knicks.
Yeah. They're a complete team. I mean, the Cavs are, I was in the studio for that. There's nothing they don't have. The only thing they don't have is experience in high-level Eastern Conference Finals games. Certainly not the finals since LeBron was there. But look at their team. What they got depth. They got a bench. They got a star. They got bigs. They got defense. They rank in the top 10 in both offense and defense. And so you look at that team, and they just don't have maybe the notoriety. But Draymond, he doesn't think it was off his. I think he's wrong this time. But should tell him.
Yeah.
Oh, is he right?
He might be right because Steve Kerr looked at the back bench and they said to challenge
Why
him.
did I say that? Here we go. We'll find out right now. Let's see. Draymond was.
I thought it hit. I think it hit Washington's right knee.
Back in a second. Okay, all right. I'm wrong.
ESPN Bet is the official sportsbook of ESPN. Get in on trending parlays, daily profit boost, and exclusive talent markets all season long. New customers can bet $10 to get $100 in bonus bets and 30 days of ESPN Plus. Scan the QR code to download the app today.
Upon review, the ball does go off the right leg of P.J. Washington. The call's being overturned. The Golden State basketball. A successful challenge. However, it is a mandatory timeout, and timeout scores regardless. The Golden State has one further challenge if needed.
So Draymond Green was right, and Steve Curry listened to his veteran and the back bench, which obviously each staff has a person assigned, which is the challenge guy to let the coach know. And so now Steve gets another challenge for later.
Well, a couple things on that. One, does they get credit that it took him a long time to say it? It took him a long time to make the call.
Well, you actually made a salient point during the break that they maybe were looking to see if there was a proximate foul on Green. Yeah, on the reach in as he gets to the basket, scores.
Yeah, it took a long time to make the call. But secondly, you talk about the behind the bench, what happens there. They do have somebody with an iPad, and fascinatingly, you can track the success rate of these challenges, so to say. So that guy's, you can measure his job performance. You can say you're failing. You have a 60% success rate. But good job there by the Warriors backbench assistants.
Great finish by Irving with the left hand. He's starting to get going now. He's got 6. Thompson has 8 here in the third quarter after the 2 struggled in the first half. But again, will it be enough? Can they get stops? Curry in and out. Curry is at the 20-point mark for the 701st time in his career. 21st NBA player to reach 700. Did that Friday against Sacramento. And the first Warrior.
Look at Kyrie here. You know what I love? It's not this shot, by the way. That's a left-handed, very difficult shot. Kyrie, if you watch him, if you're at this game, his leadership, his body language, he's still fighting. Down 20, doesn't have any centers to play with. Team is pretty banged up. And his body's just still competing, still trying, still talking to his teammates. The leadership that he's developed, I'm actually surprised. I didn't know that he had it, and now we're seeing it. I think we saw it last year in the run to the finals.
Curry makes that one in 22. To your point, Bob, Jason Kidd has said a number of times how Kyrie Irving has really become the leader. Going back to that run last year, how he's helped grow the young players, and now he'll be really good for a guy like Max Christie. Thompson on target, and he's got 11 here in the quarter.
Yeah, and you know what? It's interesting because this is what Kyrie's doing. And this is what you miss sometimes. When you're at the games, you can just really focus on one guy and watch how he reacts that you don't maybe get as much otherwise. You really get a good feel for who's who.
Jaden Hardy commits the foul as first. They're over the limit. Free throws for the Warriors. Here's Cassidy.
Yeah, Jason Kidd has said that Kyrie's leadership, especially with Luka gone, is on full display. And one of the ways that he shows his leadership is just his habits and how he comes to the arena earlier than anybody. And, he's a stickler for being the first to the arena. He was actually arrived today about 8:50 a.m., 3.5 hours before tip-off. And actually, I think he maybe wanted to make sure he got here before anyone else because Max Christie actually beat him to the arena on Friday, and Kyrie took notice of that. Max told me Kyrie beat him today, but his goal is to be at least the first or second to the arena every game. And that was also the case in LA, where he was second to only LeBron, saying he's just trying to show up to work early with the right attitude, something that Kyrie has been doing a lot for this Mavericks team as the full-blown leader of Dallas's team this year.
All right, Cassidy. Bob, will you have a potential locker room shaking trade like that with Doncic leaving? How important is it to have players like Irving, your best players, being your best leaders?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, even the other side of it with LeBron getting to maybe mentor Luka on habits. Oh, wow.
Irving taking a shot upstairs that time. He'll go to the line.
It's just like anything, though. You go into a new environment, you look around and go, who's in charge here? And you start watching and learning, and you make it real clear when you show up or when someone leaves, you have to step up, right? And you saw that with Kyrie even last year. We covered the finals. You did playoff games of the Mavs last year. As great as Luka is, and I do think he was the Mavs' best player, I am certain that the leader was Kyrie of that team. That's not a knock on Luka. Kyrie maybe wasn't a leader at 25 either, but he's grown into it, and it's fun to see and fun to watch. And, it's love to see guys evolve, right? We all had an idea of who he was early. He went through the fire as well, through the gauntlet, and has come out. And I think, and this guy right here he's betting on Kyrie right there. Nico Harrison, he's betting on him to be the guy to take them where they want to go. They made that trade, Dave, for now. I mean, this team, they traded a very young player for a guy, and Anthony Davis, 5 years older. So the idea was we're going for it now. And part of that is this belief in the guy that just shot those free throws, Kyrie Irving.
Davis will turn 32 on March 11th. AD got hurt his first game as a Maverick, and he was off the charts that game on both ends of the floor, but suffered an adductor injury. This is the 5th straight game he's missed. He's out for at least a few more weeks. So when you talk about the leadership of Kyrie Irving, how about on the other side? Is this an opportunity? The free goes for Payton. Clearly the Mavericks did not feel that Luka Doncic could be the leader to help them win a title or get them to the finals. Can he learn from this when it comes to the leadership area?
Luka?
Yes.
Well, I certainly imagine it shook him because superstars in their prime don't get traded in the middle of the night. That just doesn't happen. And that's why we were all so shocked. What will he do with that? And I don't know Luka personally, but I do know if it is a wake-up call that's needed, or if it was a message, you couldn't find one that's more poignant than, hey, listen, you're our best player. Nobody in the world thinks you'll ever move you, and we just did it. But again, he has LeBron James there with him, and LeBron's work habits. And you see the two GMs here. If I'm Rob Pelinka right there, I'm also recognizing that whatever Luka's faults are, and I don't know, you hear what people say, I don't know whose side is true or not, but whatever they are, if work ethic and preparation are one of them, you can't put him next to a better guy than LeBron James. You literally cannot put Luka Doncic next to a guy, because you can't sit there if you're Luka and watch what LeBron does at 40 years old and say, well, I'm not going to show up. I'm not going to work. So it's a fascinating experiment. We'll see what happens.
Santos commits the foul, 3-point chance for Washington. By the way, for people wondering why is Rob Pelinka here, he was Andre Iguodala's agent for a long time. Iguodala getting honored post-game with his number 9 being retired. His 7th Warrior ever to have his jersey number retired. One of 11 players ever to win 4 championships and a finals MVP. Washington missed the free throw. Rebound Payton. Lead is 20 for Golden State. About 3:40 left here in the third quarter. Curry, 22 points to lead all scorers. He's got Washington on him here. Curry gets past him, gives it up to Santos. The 3 not there. Offensive rebound, Payton. Out to Steph. Lets it fly. Kansas. 25 for Curry. His second 3.
Hustle play there. Second chance opportunity. Can't give this Warriors team too many of those, especially with the Mavs just fighting to stay connected, but cannot break that 20-point barrier. And Curry, he struggled a little bit with efficiency, but not today. He's 10 of 17. He's banging out threes and looks very poised and under control.
This feels like he has to work so much less when Butler's not on the floor right now. As Curry triples, and he just gave the good night sign as well towards the Mavs bench. Largest lead of the game for the Warriors.
Is that an early good night call? I feel like it's like a 5 p.m. go to bed. I mean, I don't know if it's 2:16 local, so go to bed. I mean, that's an early call, right? I mean, third quarter, 2.5 minutes to go. I mean, if I'm the Mavs, I'm like, okay,
Well, Washington came back and hit a 3. Curry made 2 in a row. Now he drives past 2 guys. Breaks in the floater. Heating up.
I guess if you're that good and you can control the outcome, you can do whatever you want.
A 30-point afternoon for Steph Curry, and still going. Sneaking inside is Hardy of Santos to get 2. 13th 30-point game of the season for Curry. And going to work again here. They'll blitz him at midcourt. Looney. Contact, blocking foul. Looney will shoot 2. Hardy picks up his second.
Hopefully, here we go, Curry. I mean, there's the poster of the night-night. I want to see if we can get a live shot. I missed it. Here we go. And again, this was off the Payton rebound, and Curry doesn't need any space. We've been watching that for years. And then the next one here, this is a tough shot. I mean, this is, again, he's very good at it. But I want to see if we can catch the night-night here. Early, Dave. Early call.
Dallas is challenging the blocking foul called on Hardy. Upon review, Hardy gets out of the restricted area and gets in legal position in the path of Looney. And the offense and the play is being overturned to an offensive foul. The challenge is successful. It'll be Dallas ball at free throw line extended going down. They aren't charged this timeout, as it is a mandatory timeout, but they do have one further challenge.
Time for the Kia Dance Cam. We want to see those moves, Dub Nation. Let's see what you got. Let's go. There you go. I love it with the little chef hat. Yes, I love it. Little choreography there.
Upon review, Hardy gets out of the restricted area and gets in legal position in the path of Looney. And the offense and the play is being overturned to an offensive foul. The challenge is successful. It'll be Dallas ball at free throw line extended going down. They are charged this timeout, as it is a mandatory timeout, but they do have one further challenge.
Josh Tiven, our crew chief. So a successful challenge for Dallas. Offensive foul on Looney is third personal. By the way, Steph Curry at 30 points. His season high is 38. He's out there to close out the third quarter with the Warriors up 21.
Full zone for the Warriors here, coming out of the timeout.
And they're going to call an offensive foul here on the drive against Marshall. That's his first.
I still can't get over that third quarter night call. I guess he hooked him right there, left hand.
Oh, Curry.
Wish I had that kind of confidence.
He might have more confidence than anybody that's ever played this game, and that's saying something.
Yes.
Some confident dudes in this league as a foul is called here on the cut. Looney got tangled up with Hardy, and that's his second personal, so free throws here. 30 points in 5 of the last 8 games for Curry. When the Butler trade happened, before Butler even got here, Curry's numbers went up. Just the thought of Butler helped. And then we're seeing again how much easier things have been for Curry with Butler on the floor. So it's his presence, Jimmy Butler, but it's also the attention he draws that's making life easier for Curry.
And when you make a trade for a player like that, there is an emotional bump that you get. You know, you see, probably a bad example, you see when coaches are let go, teams go on a run, right? You saw that with Sacramento. The question is it sustainable? And there's no reason to believe it isn't, but some of it's that like, oh my gosh, we're amped up, we're ready to go. And then that'll settle. The thing about Jimmy Butler is even when you're off that emotional high, he just brings so much beyond that. I mean, he brings that as well. But just the game and what he does and how he plays and how it fits this team, it's fascinating to see.
Wow, Curry off the mark on a 30-footer.
Fascinating to see how long it goes and where he can get this Warriors team in this conference.
Blocking foul on Curry is third. I guess that's the question. Can the Warriors sustain this when they're playing mostly a small lineup? Can they, if they're in the play-in, win the 2 games and get into the top 6?
Yeah, that's it.
They're 3 games back of the Clippers right now for that 6.
And you look, I probably skipped too many steps, but I'm always looking at matchups in the playoffs. And, you look at these 2 teams, and you think who would be better matched up. But you got to look at Anthony Davis as well, who's sitting over there on the bench.
All right, we got hockey for you on Saturday. First on ABC at 3 Eastern time. It's the Bruins and the Penguins for Pittsburgh. Then at 6 o'clock from the Horseshoe in Columbus at Ohio Stadium. It's the Red Wings and the Columbus Blue Jackets. Always cool when you have games at venues like that. A stadium that seats 103,000 for college football. Final minute of the third quarter. Here's Butler. No points here in the third, but 14 in the first half. He'll drive on Christie, get off his feet, and can't kiss it home, but the tip is there from Looney. It's not out the
I mean, Butler didn't, that shot didn't go, but he's still one of the best in the league at getting to his spot. That shot didn't bounce in, but that's what you need in close games, close series. And Butler has been fantastic that his whole career.
And as you said, and Steve Kerr told us as well before the game, he gets there doing it at his pace. He's never sped up, and that is rubbing off on his teammates. Sometimes they play at a very frenetic pace. About a 4-second difference in the game and shot clocks here at the end of the third quarter. Butler driving on Exum. Leans in, tries to create some space, and a foul call on Exum. His second, Butler's first free throws of the half. He went 6 for 6 in the first half.
Butler is so good at this. Again, team in desperate need of somebody to get to the line. And Butler, just that pump fake. Big, strong player. He's got good size. And hard not to foul. And this is, again, 7th and 8th free throw coming.
Yeah, Curry will take a seat. 30-point game. His 13th of the year. If this keeps up, don't know how many minutes Curry will play in the fourth, as and he does not have a 40-point game yet this season. But in the month of February, he's the 5th leading scorer in the NBA, about 30 points per game, and he was averaging right around 23 points per game the first 3 months of the season. Well, Butler, in his 6th game as a member of the Warriors, has now attempted 54 free throws. And he's made 48 of them.
I keep saying it. I mean, you talk about a guy plugging an area that the Warriors were deficient in. And here's the question, though, at a bigger level. Who's going to separate themselves? OKC and Denver. And after that, the West gets pretty jumbled.
Largest lead for the Warriors at 25. Exum ahead to Washington with 2 seconds left. Washington misses it. And that's it for the third quarter. A quarter owned by Stephen Curry. 16 points in the third quarter, 30 for the game. NBA Sunday Showcase will return after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Nästäppa, rinnande näsa, tryckande huvudvärk. Sinuxol minskar besvären 2 dagar tidigare än utan behandling genom att lösa upp slemmet, lindra nästäppan och minska smärtan. Vi är plats för nytt. Stor utförsäljning med upp till 60% på visningssängar och utgående modeller i butik. Välkommen in och fynda i våra 37 butiker. Kungsängen, handgjorda sängar från Sverige. Bay Area! Bay Area! Here on Warriors ground, it's time to get locked in for the fourth quarter.
of the three quarters.
Next,
Warriors. Warriors. Dub Nation, let me hear you. It's our time for a quarter. Everybody, make some noise. Welcome back to NBA Sunday Showcase on ABC, presented by Popeyes. With Bob Myers, Cassidy Hubbard, I'm Dave Pash. Golden State in front by 25 over the Mavericks. Steph Curry leading the way with 30 points. Golden State looking to win for the third straight time, for the first time since late November. And it would be 5 of 6 wins during the stretch to get them 3 games above 500. Haven't been there in a few months. Jimmy Butler starting the fourth quarter on the floor along with Draymond Green, Podziemski, Moody, and Post. Here's Podziemski in the lane, and he gets the bounce. Podziemski's got 9 points and 11 rebounds. That matches a career high for boards.
really good rebounder for a guard.
Irving's threes rounded out. Irving 6 of 16, 1 of 6 from deep. 15 points.
Yeah, without the 5 position just being so naked for the Mavericks, Irving, he's just going to, not just today, Dave, but the rest of the stretch until they get somebody back. It's just a lot of weight on him. Max Christie, Klay Thompson, PJ Washington to just do it in a very difficult environment without any help from any big guy.
Somehow Butler's pass got through to Moody. Now the Mavericks, well, they've won 5 of 6. Now AD's missing his 5th consecutive game, not due back anytime soon. Daniel Gafford, Derek Lively, Dwight Powell, the other 3 bigs are still out for the Mavericks, and they play the Lakers in LA on Tuesday. First time since the trade. Doncic will be available. Played great for the Lakers last night. By far his best game, 35 points as the Lakers beat Denver.
I still think what's fascinating about this Western Conference, you're looking at 2 teams right here that are at 8th and 9th currently, and you say, well, where are these teams going to end up? And Butler gives the Warriors this huge lift, which we're already seeing. Good chance they end up here at 4-1 or 5-1 since acquiring him. But look, the thing is with Dallas in a playoff series with Anthony Davis, this game's 25 points, 10 minutes to go. Can you say who's going to definitely win that series, right? And you watch this game, the Warriors are going to kill that. Well, you know, much different game when Dallas has probably one of the best, when Anthony Davis is on, he's one of the best 10 two-way players in the league. And then you look at all these other teams like Houston and Memphis and the Lakers and the Clippers and all these other things that are jumbled up. Where is it going to settle? It's fascinating. I have Denver and OKC a little bit above the fray, but it's not to say they couldn't get knocked out somewhere.
Right now, Memphis is second in the West, but game up on Denver in the loss column after that Denver loss last night. There's Prosper, 3-pointer is good. 106-82, 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. You get the Lakers in 4th, Houston in 5th. Clippers trying to hang on to that 6th spot. They've surprised some people this year as well as they've played most of the season without Kawhi Leonard. On the back down, Butler hits. He's got 18 points. He's averaging 20 in the handful of games as a Warrior. Brandon Williams, he was great last week against Golden State. Williams was at 12 points. He couldn't finish there. Now Butler down court. Podziemski corner 3. Got it. That's the difference. Podziemski earlier, no hesitation this time. Corner 3. This team's playing with a lot of confidence. And again, it's that guy right there too, Jimmy Butler. One of the things about being a max player is you got to make other guys better, and he's showing how to do that early on here.
NBA Sunday Showcase on ABC is presented by Popeyes, bringing the crunch to every game with their bold flavored wings. This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
Right now, because Coinbase is hooking up some fans tonight with some free shirts. So get up on your feet, hands up, and let me see those shirts coming right to you. Make some noise. Let's go. Put them up, hands up, hands up. Come on. Hands up, Dub Nation. Here we go. Hands up in the air. Hands up in the air. Come on, like this. Come on. Let's go. Hands up, come on. Put them up. Put them up. Let's go. Come on. I can't hear you. Everybody put them up. Let's go. Put them up in the air. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Sunday, Dub Nation. Here we go. Go. Come on. We got to get louder than that. Eddie and I want to give out some more shirts. Who's ready? Let's go. Come on. Hands up to the skies. Here we go. Put them up real high. All right, Dub Nation. Warrior.
Today's Money Moment is brought to you by Chime. Steve Kerr and Jimmy Butler chatting at the scorers table about Steph Curry's three.
That's good. You never get tired. Well, a lot of people like watching Curry play, but Jimmy gets to play with him, and obviously Steve's gotten to coach him for over 10 years now.
Year 16 in the league for Curry. He'll turn 37 on March 14th. Moody's three off the mark. Out of bounds, and it's going to stay with the Warriors. They're keeping Butler and Green on the floor. We have yet to see Curry in the fourth. May not see him again with the score 111-82. Golden State plays again Tuesday against Charlotte. Then a 5-game road trip. It's a stretch of 12 of 14 away from home.
Again, Warriors, a chance to make up some real ground. Their strength of schedule is very favorable over the last 20 games or so. So they're hitting their stride at the right time. The goal for all these teams, including them, is to just find yourself out of that play and get into that top six, guarantee at least the playoff series.
Right now, you've got 2 games separating 6 from 8 and 3 games 6 from 9. But there's no guarantee that the Warriors are going to get into the play-in. Sacramento is a game back of them in the loss column. Phoenix is 2 games back in the loss column. Green can't get that one to fall. Kyrie Irving has checked out. So is Klay Thompson. Don't know that we'll see them again. Here's Brandon Williams from deep, nailing a 3.
Yeah, I think, it sounds obvious, but I think the thing that's only thing, I mean, they're on a good run. They look like they're galvanized here. It's just, you got to stay healthy. That's it. I mean, and Dallas, you're going to have teams like Dallas that are not healthy and are not getting healthy, and other teams that they're competing with. You saw Wembanyama go out for the season. So Health is huge in this final stretch.
And they're going to get one of their key players back soon, in Jonathan Kuminga. Kuminga missing his 23rd straight game with an ankle injury, but there's a chance we see him on this road trip coming up for the Warriors.
Yeah, that'll be big. And they'll be whole. They haven't been whole for quite some time. Then it's about fitting him back in. Certainly, he's additive to the team. But it'll be, like I said, you look at the standings, they're so jumbled up. And who's going to be able to make that stretch run?
Post call for the foul. Tried to swat it away for Prosper. They actually call it on Butler for the reach in.
This post was clean.
First on Butler. Free throws here for Prosper, who's had to play some games at center because of the injuries for Dallas.
Fans don't like it because they're looking at the post part of it, but it was Butler they got.
Upcoming national TV schedule, 2 games tonight on ESPN. Cleveland hosting Memphis, Oklahoma City, and Minnesota. So the Wolves will be up a game in the loss column over Dallas for the 7th spot, I should say. TNT Tuesday, Cleveland at Orlando. And what do you think it's going to be like at Crypto.com when Luka Doncic faces his former team? Now, Anthony Davis obviously not going to play, but first meeting between the Lakers and Mavs since the deal. They'll meet again in Dallas in April, a game that will be on ESPN.
Well, I think it'll be fascinating Tuesday night and maybe uncomfortable in some ways for some of the guys. But the real game for me is the April game. Because that's the game where you'd expect Anthony Davis to play. You hope both teams stay healthy. And that'll be an overanalyzed game for sure.
3-pointer from Kajemski. He has had an outstanding game. He's got 13 rebounds and 17 points. Probably his best basketball this season right now. He had a great rookie year, struggled a little bit, dealt with some injuries the first few months of the season, but he's hitting his stride right now.
Look, a lot of guys, you ask about, well, they put him in the starting lineup. I mean, confidence is a big thing in any walk of life, and he didn't have it. We've done some games here together, you and I have been talking about. He looks like a different player in a positive way. Steve Kerr put some trust in him. And just the 3-point shot alone. When we were here a month or so ago, he was missing. He was missing bad. And now he just no thinking, just playing. And look at that line. Look at the stat line right there.
The last 3 games, Houston, right before the All-Star break, he had 18 points in a road win. 21 points Friday at Sacramento. And you just saw the numbers tonight. 17, 13 boards, 3 3-pointers. $114.86. We're at the midway point here in the final quarter in San Francisco. Kevin Knox is on the floor, so Green and Butler are done for the day. Traveling violation on post. Tyler Kelly going to check in. It's another player for Dallas that has size, but again, at this point, just out here to get some minutes late. And the Warriors going to bring in a couple of players, Yuri Collins and Pat Spencer at the next dead ball. So don't think we'll see Steph again. He'll finish with 30 points in 29 minutes as Hardy coughs it up. And it appears that Kajemski's night, or day rather, is over as well.
Yeah, deep into the bench. Smart. Don't risk any injuries on either side. A lot of games left. Talked about the importance of health and luxury because Steve Kerr says he's going to, we talked to him in the pregame, Dave. Remember, he's going to be careful with the minutes of Butler, Green, Curry, understanding they're all a little older. And he just can't risk any injury down the stretch.
And that is a balancing act because obviously you want the guys to play together and find their rhythm as a group. And you have to make sure you get in at worst of the play-in, but obviously the goal is to not be in the top 6. And weigh that against the age and the minutes, making sure those guys get their rest. Prosper, won't fall. And Kevin Knox tips it to Collins. Now Knox on the other end. Spencer, no good on the 3. Already fouled by Collins. Jonathan Kuminga making his way from the back out towards the bench. Be interesting to see how he fits with Butler, considering that we've seen drastic improvement from Curry, Pachensky, and Green with Butler in just a short amount of time. We got a timeout, 5:19 left. Warriors on their way to win number 30 on the year.
Shortly after today's game. Hey, Dub Nation, you know what time it is. Time for the HB's Band. Let's see what you got, Dub Nation. Oh, yeah. Oh, looking good. Oh, we got some throwbacks and really good jerseys. The Andre shirts looking good. We're ready for that post-game ceremony tonight, huh, Dub Nation? Oh, we got the logos. We got every type, the city edition, the statement edition. We got all of it. Hey, look at that number 9. Let's see those number 9s in the crowd. Stand up. If you got some Iguodala shirts, jerseys, hats, let me see them. There we go. Hey, T-Sharp's got the Iguodala shirt. Looking good. Looking fly, my brother. Harry. We got some fans. Come on. City edition. That's a game face right there. Nice bro. Oh, he's got the night. The night. He's gone to sleep early. I like it. The baby's in the house. Hey, looking good, Dub Nation. Thanks for joining us on the Hewlett Packard Enterprise Fan Cam. The three, ripping out. Iguodala, right hand side. Oh, beautiful. Almost stolen. Stolen. Back to Iguodala.
After the game, Andre Iguodala will become the 7th Warrior to have his jersey retired. The unveiling of the Walk of Fame earlier today, and family on hand for a very special day for one of the most important members of this Golden State Warrior dynasty. 4-time champ, was the Finals MVP the year they won the first title, the first to win Finals MVP without a start prior to the NBA Finals. Spent 8 of his 19 years with the Warriors, couple of different stints. You can speak to this better than anybody, Bob. You brought Andre Iguodala here. How important was he to the Warriors?
More important than people think. And I don't know how people's opinion of Andre, but we're very deserving. What's going to happen in about an hour from now, 30 minutes, to get that jersey retired. I remember 14-15, Dave. We were a young team with no expectations really, and we got to the playoffs as the number 1 seed. And we hadn't done much in the playoffs. Furthest had been the second round, and he was not even on that team. We lost to the Clippers the year before in the first round. But his leadership, right, his kind of grown-up leadership amongst a team of young players. I mean, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, if we had a picture of them during that time, that's me. I had a beard. I was so tired after we were signed. We signed him, and it took a long time. It was harder than people thought to get that deal done. But when he came, he really had this kind of poise as a leader, a little bit like, guys, follow me, and I'll show you how to get there. And the fact that it culminated in a MVP was such a great story, because that's the year Steve Kerr asked Andre to come off the bench. And Andre deserved to start. He was one of the 5 best players, but it wasn't the best thing for the team. A little bit like the Ginobili in San Antonio stuff. And Andre embraced it, and that set a tone. It allowed Steve to coach the team, and it allowed everybody to kind of fall in line. And to see Andre for the Finals MVP is just a fascinating story.
You use the word stability in talking about Jimmy Butler. How did Iguodala stabilize what you guys had here? And is there anything specific that stands out about how you got him and why you targeted him? He was with Denver for a year after a long stint in Philadelphia where he started his career.
Well, we played against him in that playoff series and had lost. And he came, and we just knew what he could be. And everybody that played in the league, and you knew all the teams he was on, what was it, probably like him, a top 10 defensive team. He just made you that good defensively. Andre did. He could guard his player. He could help you guard your player. And just an elite passer. We wanted the idea to have a big guard next to Steph and Clay. Let them play a lot off the ball. Andre could play on the ball. He was a great distributor, great defender, multiple position defender. And so all those things. But ironically, when we met with him, he had already made up his mind. A lot of times you meet with a free agent, you try to convince them. It's a quick three-point show here. You meet with free agents and you go into a sell job and you say, this is why we think it'd be a good fit. This is why we think it'd help us. He just said, stop. I don't even know I want to come. Just stop. Figure out the money. And I thought, oh, boy, because I wasn't sure how we were going to figure out the money. We didn't have the money. And so we went on this 10-day bender of trying to get off some contracts. Richard Jefferson, one of the guys, Dave Cash, one of my coworkers. We had to get off Jefferson to clear the space for Iguodala. So, RJ, I love you, but we've talked about this before.
Diminishing skills.
Well, I mean, he came back around. He did not. 2016, he had his revenge with the Cavs, so he can say that. But at the time, we had to do it, and it worked out for, I think, everybody. But we ended up with that guy right there. So, Andre, he's not only was he a great player, his maturity, right? His maturity, you talk about professionals, right? We call NBA basketball players professionals. A lot of them certainly don't live up to that, unfortunately. He did. I mean, in every sense of the word, showed up on time, kept his body in the right shape, practiced, studied the game. So many times, Dave, in a playoff series, when we would do walkthroughs, he was dictating what defenses we should play. He was telling the coaches, that's a good idea, but here's what we need to do. We need to guard LeBron this way or Kyrie that way. And the coaches deferred. And they'd say, all right, Andre, if you think that's fast, because he knew so much. One of the smartest guys really to ever play, and certainly on the defensive side of the ball.
Traveling violation on Brown. NBA Saturday primetime at ABC, presented by Wingstop, will feature these Warriors. Part of a 5-game road trip. They'll be in Philadelphia to face a struggling Sixer team. Coverage begins 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific with NBA Countdown. 2 minutes to go here. Golden State on its way to win number 30. Those three short. Mavericks will fall to 31-27. This will end their 3-game winning streak. Their next game in a couple of days in LA against the Lakers. And that's a foul on post, shoving Prosper to the ground.
Look at that. Look at the behind the bench. Look at that size. I mean, that's, don't even have Daniel Gafford back there, but Dwight Powell, forget about him. He played center for this team for quite some time, but you got Gafford and AD and Lively. That's 21 feet of human. That's a big size gap that you have there and an integral part of this Dallas team. And this is what we saw today, Dave. This is Dallas giving their best shot, but it's by no means who they are and what they will be. And Jason Kidd full well knows that. Not only that, and there's Nico Harrison. Jason Kidd says he wants to play 2 bigs. So factor that in. Now they're playing none, and how are they going to have time to incorporate that and see if that can gel?
Lively's missing his 15th straight game. Powell, his 15th straight game. Davis, this is his 5th in a row. And we should get more information sometime in the next couple weeks about when those guys will come back. And then we'll get to see what they look like, because Anthony Davis, before the move, Rob Pelinka was here today because he was Iguodala's agent. One of the things Davis wanted, he made that clear in some interviews he did with ESPN, was he wanted a 5 so that he could play the power forward position. It sounds like he's going to get a chance with Dallas. Warriors missing some threes.
Yeah, that'll be interesting because it's not a lot of teams do that anymore. You do see Cleveland. I guess you can talk about Boston doing it, but they shoot it, and then Oklahoma City. So three of the best teams in the league do it, and I wonder if Thibodeau, when Mitchell Robinson comes back, will he play him with Towns?
Good thought. Yeah.
And so maybe kid's onto something. Now I do think the caveat there is you have to maintain space, and so can he? It's going to be Anthony Davis. Can he encourage him, and can Davis live up to shooting from a decent percentage so people have to honor him out there? Because the spacing still matters, even if you're playing too big.
And there's no question when you look at that run, they obviously don't get there without Doncic and Irving. But the trades that Harrison made last year to bring in P.J. Washington, to bring in Daniel Gafford, they were big factors in that postseason for the Mavs a year ago.
Yeah, and Nico Harrison's almost been already judged on this trade already. Right? Sorry, a lot of people upset, but we'll see. You know, we'll see where it goes. And time will tell, right? Time will tell. But a lot of people early on are certainly upset. But he did do the Kyrie trade, and the Kyrie, a lot of people said, why would you do that? And that ended up in NBA Finals last year.
Santos hits a three, and it's 126-100. And Draymond giving the Steph, who did that motion of the bedtime celebration with about 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. And Draymond just frozen in time.
Yeah, I think that's his message to the Mavericks bench down there. They're watching that and remembering that. And it's Draymond's not moving off it either. He's not moving off.
This is an important win for a lot of reasons for the Warriors, and one of them is this evens the season series. The series is over now, but it finishes 2-2. Had Dallas won this game, if there was a tiebreaker, Dallas would have the advantage.
Right, because the division record. Right. Is that
well, 2-2 in the head-to-head.
Right.
The Warriors improved to 30-27. They won 3 in a row. They're 5-1 since the Jimmy Butler trade, and this was a rout. Steph Curry with a 30-point game in just 3 quarters. Jimmy Butler had 14 of his 18 points in the first half. Dallas fall to 31-27. Final score: Warriors 126, Mavs 102. For Bob Myers, Cassidy Hubbard, our entire ABC crew, I'm Dave Pash. World News or your local news is next on most of these ABC stations. Thank you for watching NBA Sunday Showcase on ABC. Home of the NBA Final.
Veckans höjdpunkter på TV4 Play.
Dr. Marvin?
Oh, the other over. She couldn't make it.
Total stranger? Somebody's got to look out for you. I know who you really are.
Look at the evidence. Streama The Au Pair på TV4 Play. Streama massor av sport i februari. Allt på TV4 Play. Vägen till toppen är tuffare än någon
någonsin.
Let's Dance är tillbaka.
Det är nya danser, det är nytt dansgolv och vi i juryn bedömer varje litet steg.
Premiär 15 mars.
Det är högre krav, högre förväntningar.
På TV4 och TV4 Play.
Vem håller takten och vem tar fotfästet?
Det är Let's Dance.
Som aldrig förr.
Och titta på den. Ja, det är ju... Nu är det vår.
Helt plötsligt tar allt fart. Tänk om man kan äta allt på den här.
Den här odlingssäsongen börjar fantastiskt.
Men det här blev ju precis som jag hade tänkt mig.
Välkommen till Ecuador.
Jag tycker även mat är konst.
Det här är inte som att vara ute och gå med hunden, Marsa. Den här sommaren är inristad i mitt hjärta för mig.
Mandelmanns gård, ny säsong 4 mars på TV4 Play och TV4. Äntligen dags för en ny säsong i Global Champions Tour. Följ den absoluta världseliten med svenska Henrik von Eckermann i topp. Malin Barriard, Peder Fredriksson och flera andra svenskar är också med bland stjärnryttarna. Global Champions Tour från Doha. Start torsdag klockan 1 på TV4 Play.
Äntligen är den svenska fotbollssäsongen igång med Svenska cupen, Allsvenskan och Superettan. Svenska cupen. Streama alla matcher på TV4 Play. Följ hela ATP-touren på TV4 Play. Årets första Masters-turnering med världsstjärnorna på klassisk mark. Indian Wells. Start 5 mars på TV4 Play.
FC Barcelona take control in La Liga EA Sports after their direct rivals suffer setbacks. The title chase is more intense and exciting than ever.
One of the sensations of the season, Diego Perez and Rayo Vallecano are making waves. And before they play Villarreal, we analysed their setup.
And the match that opens this weekend's action is RC Celta against PSTA Osasuna. Two teams with an identity forged in their youth systems. Both are looking for 3 points that will give them peace of mind.
It was an unusual weekend in La Liga EA Sports. Of the top 6 teams, only FC Barcelona managed to take a win. Hansi Flick's team struggled past Rayo Vallecano, thanks to a penalty converted by Robert Lewandowski, and the Blaugrana go joint top.
That started step, and he finishes it off the post. Robert Lewandowski makes it 1-0 to Barcelona. With a sigh of relief after that deep inhalation, he sent the goalkeeper the wrong way.
Real Madrid were helped to a draw away by Osasuna. Kylian Mbappe put Los Blancos ahead, but a penalty from Ante Budimir meant that Osasuna took a share of the points.
Try and equalise. And Budimir scores. Osasuna are level. Their top goal scorer.
Also drawing were Atletico de Madrid. Celta celebrated the return of Iago Aspas after 6 weeks out. He scored the penalty in a 1-1 draw at the Riyadh Air Metropolitano. At the Benito Villamarin, there is a new idol, Anthony Mateos dos Santos. The Brazilian winger had hit the ground running, and against Real Sociedad, he scored and provided an assist for Marc Roca. Real Betis are still hoping to be in the fight for Europe.
What a strike that is from Anthony! The man with a golden touch! Since joining Betis on loan! It's a fantastic volley! Through the area!
In that battle are RCD Mallorca as well. Jacoba Arrasate's men beat UD Las Palmas and are getting closer to a top 7 finish. Vedat Muriqi has recovered his scoring ability and together with Dani Rodriguez is leading the team towards their objectives.
The ball comes in, targets, and it's rolled in.
the goalkeeper. It's Venomonici again.
Today we are here to send out a message of unity in favour of hate-free football. I'm convinced that only with the strength of everyone can we leave hate behind. Let's fight for the football we want today.
Match day 24 was one of unity. The La Liga teams, through their youth players, raised their voices against hate in football. It was an action to eradicate it both on and off the pitch. Because only together can we achieve hate-free football. As well as fighting against climate change and promoting sustainability. Because without blue, there's no green. I am Jose Perez from Villarreal CF, and these are the best goals of the last match day.
He is again, goes for the strike, and it's a brilliant goal. His performance has been super. Short, and the effort goal. It's an absolute baller. And lead for the first time in the game. That in quite some style. Fights. Asnu couldn't quite do so. Collected now by Romero, who has a goal. And what a goal! It's a stunning strike from Isaac Romero to double Sevilla's advantage.
There is a new leader in La Liga EA Sports. FC Barcelona take the top spot, level on points with Real Madrid. Atletico Madrid and Athletic Club remain in the chase. At the other end of the table, Valencia CF, Deportivo Alavés and Real Valladolid occupy the relegation places.
The 25th match day of La Liga EA Sports action kicks off on Friday. The Banco Balaído Stadium is the stage for RC Celta against CA Osasuna, two teams with very unique identities and strong roots from their academies. Claudio Giraldes, who started out as a coach in the Celta youth system, has been key in maintaining this personality. The most recent graduate to make his debut is Fer Lopez, and there are now 14 academy products who have played for the club this season. That list is led by Iago Aspas, who is back from injury and ready to perform at his best.
And it's Atletico Madrid 0, Celta Vigo 1.
The backbone of CA Osasuna's team has its origins in their academy. John Moncayola, Aymar Oroz, and Jesus Arezzo are key players. Unfortunately, neither the midfielder nor the fullback are available for this match due to suspension. Osasuna won the reverse fixture and will hope to repeat that victory away to move closer to the European positions. Celta, who drew with Atletico Madrid last weekend, are not far off Los Rojillos in the standing. RC Celta and Osasuna chased the 3 points in a Friday night fixture in La Liga, EA Sports.
And it's an opportunity. Adrian was there, but in it goes.
It's been almost 3 years since RCD Español last visited Mendito Rosa. Now Los Pericos return to Vitoria in a relegation six-pointer. It will be the 20th time that they meet at Los Babatorros' home ground, and the 3 points could be vital at the end of the campaign.
I'm happy because the team are getting better every day. We've improved our results compared to the first half of the season as well. And now we have to try to continue along this path and reach the points target as quickly as possible.
The best recent memory of this fixture belongs to RCD Español striker Javi Puado. The academy product, who is close to reaching 200 games for the club, scored a hat-trick in the first encounter at the RCD Stadium.
And he can, and the home side take command.
Deportivo Alavés need to be stronger at home, and their last win in Vitoria came 6 games ago when they beat RTD Mallorca. After the draw against Leganés in Butarque, Chacho Caudet's men will be looking to give their fans something to cheer about against Manolo Gonzalez's team. Opponents who are good on the road with 12 wins in 19 matches.
Mind with Joselo, it's drilling low.
This is not a matter of merit. We have to win. Honestly, we're going to play a final next Saturday, and we have to be up to the task.
At the bottom, Deportivo Alavés collide with RTD Espanyol. It's a frantic race to get out of the relegation zone.
The shot! And the equaliser! There is the goal!
Inigo Perez has cause for celebration.
Ball drops in.
The coach has been in charge of Rayo Vallecano for a full year. Some 365 days of emotions, surprises, and also some difficulties. Last season, he kept the team in La Liga, but this season began differently.
There's a chance to make it 2 here. And he has! And that surely is 3 points.
Faithful to his 4-2-3-1 formation, his team are fighting for the European positions. All of this is thanks to a firm strategy based on attacking play and depth. If there is something that never changes in his formation, it is the centre-back pairing. Florian Lejeune and Abdul Mumin have accumulated many minutes in defence and have also been active in attack.
Midweek, here is the corner. It is deep. And it is 2-0. Abdul Mumin doubles Rayo's advantage.
The double pivot is a non-negotiable, and the key pieces there are Unai Lopez, who is out due to injury, Papetis, Oscar Valentin, and Pedro Dia. On the wings, he has tremendous options for pace. Isi Palazón is the playmaker. He's the team's leader and runs their attacks. Up front, Randy Nteca is set to have a prominent role in upcoming matches, as Sergio Camello is out injured. This match day, Inigo Perez's team hosts the third highest scoring team in all of La Liga EA Sports.
His performance has been superb.
Villarreal CF. Marcelino's team hope to end Rayo Vallecano's good run at home and continue fighting to be as high up the table as possible.
It is always an attractive match with a historic rivalry. Valencia and Atlético de Madrid meet on match day 25. Los Che want to finally get out of the relegation zone. Currently, they are among the bottom 3, but very close to safety.
In the first few weeks working with the group, I began to perceive the desire they had to turn the situation around. The key is to keep it up and for the team to be one that constantly fights, that recovers from blows, and that is strong.
After their heavy defeat against Barca, they've gone 3 games unbeaten, with 2 home wins and 1 draw. For this reason, Carlos Corberan's men are confident of getting something positive at Mestalla against Los Colchoneros. Like they did last season, winning 3-0 at Mestalla, with a brace from Hugo Duro.
Hugo Duro goes past one, tries to be up back, does beat up back. It's the Duro double. It's 2-0.
The Valencia's top scorer, Atleti are the team against whom he is the most prolific, with 5 goals in 6 games. For Atlético Madrid's Alexander Torlot, Valencia are the only team in the current top flight against whom he has not managed to score. Last weekend, the Norwegian salvaged a point for his team against Celta Vigo, and he's now scored 6 times off the bench. He's the top scorer as a substitute in Europe's Big 5 league.
Sure makes it for Atletico Madrid.
Atletico Madrid come into this match needing 3 points in their fight for the top spot. Among the absentees is the suspended Pablo Barrios, who's out after the red card he received against RC Celta. Koke will also miss the game due to injury. Getting out of relegation and maintaining the fight for the top spot are the two targets. It's Valencia against Atletico de Madrid on matchday 25 in La Liga EA Sports.
Been so lost, it's like a remember. I know you've not moved on, you just cut your hair.